speaking at the mic? The kids?
The kids and the recipients.
And your thing is the first name is
Not if they're going to get feedback. Okay, good evening. We're going to start the meeting. It's now 6:44, and I'm going to call the meeting to order. Could everyone please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance? The flag is on the back wall there. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. First item on our agenda is B1, presentations and public comment. I have the honor of recognizing many of our students this evening in our student recognition. We have two sports teams that are here this evening. The first is our boys basketball team. And if you are aware, our boys basketball team has been champions 3 years in a row. They're always champions, but 3 years in a row. They have won our local gold ball, which is over here. So I'm going to ask the boys basketball team members, if you're here, to please rise. I see our coach here, so please rise, and then we're going to have you come stand up front. If you could please grab and hold the gold ball, and we're going to have a photo taken by our photographer here. Thank you. So we have 3 members here from the team, so please stand here in the front, and Gary will take a photo of you. Thank you. And can we have some photos with the coach? Is John here to come? Yeah, they can. Okay, so, geez, thank you. We also like to hear from the team. So don't run to sit down. No. Ms. Tracy always has you speak. So I happen to know that all 3 of you are seniors. Yeah? So we're going to face the audience. I'm going to give you the microphone, and I'm going to ask you. Actually, is it on? Okay. Here you go. You're going to go first. So one of the things we say here at Greenburgh is that we prepare our children for anything, anytime, and Ms. Tracy always has you rock to the occasion. So please say your name, your grade, which we said you're already senior.
My name is Jared Cuevas, and I'm in 12th grade.
And I think my mic just died. That's terrible. But please, here, can you pass that to Mr. Perker? Please let us know from you the best thing about going to Woodlands, and then something you would improve about going to Woodlands.
My favorite part of Woodlands is that it's a small school, so everybody's close together, and it's like a nice community. And I don't really know anything that I would do to improve it.
Good answer. And then last question. You're going to go next, so you guys get to think about your answers. Tell me how long you've been coming to Greenburgh Central School District. What grade did you join the district?
Been here my whole life, since pre-K.
Since ECP. Okay, okay, your name, your grade, best thing, something.
My name is Aaron Woodbury, and I'm in 12th grade. The best thing here at Woodlands is probably how everybody's just a family. Everyone in the community knows each other. We're all close together. And there's nothing really that I would improve.
My name is James Jones. I'm a 12th grader. The school is great. Everybody's connected in some way, and you could always see somebody, talk to somebody, and they'll always help you because everybody will always be nice enough to be there for you. I wouldn't really change nothing about the school, though.
Oh, that's awesome. I don't know if I believe you guys, but that's wonderful. And Aaron, please let us know again, when did you start? I missed because I was going to get the mic.
I came here in 1st grade.
1st grade, so you're pre-K, kindergarten, pre-K, kindergarten, and
Pre-K.
pre-K. So we have full lifers here from Greenburgh Central School District. Do you want to take a picture, Miss Dr. Ford? Thank you. And this is Coach Rappaport. Say hello to everybody. And this is not our normal venue, so you gotta excuse us. We're normally in the auditorium on the stage. However, there's a big performance that's going on for the students on Thursday night, I believe. So they have everything set up. The same thing with RJ Bailey. Staff knows I really wanted to be on stage. We're leaving Mr. Rappaport to sweat here so he can introduce himself and say a little something about the team.
Thank you. Great job, Board President Mayers. Give a hand for the board getting the budget done. Congratulations on that. Get the budget done. We love it, and I'm going to be using the track. So if you want to be on the team next year, anyone, you got to run 2 miles on the new track with me, because I've been running on another track. But I'm looking forward to that. I want to thank, of course, the board again for all your support. Mr. Smith in the back there, Principal Smith. You know he was the athletic director here, so he knows athletes. He's an athlete himself. So we have a great principal, Mr. McCoy, of course, athletic director. Gary on the pictures, the best in the business. Thanks to Christina and Tiffany, the 2 best moms, I think, in the section. Give them a hand. Tiffany Woodbury and Christina Cuevas. They have been voted.
I'm going to stop you because I want all the basketball moms to come up front.
Yes.
This is going to be the same. It's going to be the same for the flag football moms.
right.
Sorry. I'm a mom. I'm a
almost
mom
done.
here, and I know in order to help your children succeed in any school
Paula, of
district,
course.
it's important to have family and community involvement. So I do want to acknowledge
Thank you for
the
saying that.
parents and their input that they have on their children's education.
So back when I got to jump 4 years ago, Mr. Eric Woodbury was on the team. Give him a hand. I mean, playing at Mount St. Vincent, representing Woodlands in college. Okay, then, of course, now the end of a cycle in a sense with his brother Aaron, both first team All-State. That doesn't just happen. Then we had Jameson Stevens, first team All-State, Jameson Stevens. So we've had great players here. And Coach Christelle and I have enjoyed coaching here with the support of even Dr. Foy and Ms. Lawanga and Coach Moon and the flag and Mr. Bell. We got great support here at Woodlands, and we appreciate that. So in the last 3 years, we won 9 chips. We have 8 banners in the gym, 3 gold balls in the case, 2 regional plaques. Last year's were 67 and 11. Give a hand for that, for these great players. Okay? Aaron, I've had Aaron 4 years. I remember when he was this tall, Mom. Then all of a sudden he got this tall. Then he was this tall. Then he was that tall. Guess what? He got his 1,000th point in his career on a dunk at home against Briarcliff. Imagine this. I'm watching him go, he's going to dunk for his 1,000th point. What a great moment for us, the family. Really appreciate that. We had an alum in Colorado who is in the WISE program here. He's been watching us on TV and all this. He's been giving money to the Booster Club, not only for the basketball team, but for the Woodlands sports program through the Falcons Booster Club. And he was the sports information director for University of Colorado, so he's a sports person. Last week we went to Benjamin's with the team to celebrate with the gold ball. And Mr. Benjamin himself was there greeting the team. We got a picture, and who paid for it? Dave Platty, your alum from Woodlands, paid for that dinner. I want everyone to know that. I want it to be recorded that Mr. Platty, Dave Platty, an alum, has been watching us on film, on the TV, like my dad and mom and others. So we appreciate all the support. You want to say something, Mom?
Well, before you say something, are there any basketball dads or family members here? I don't want to leave everybody out. Well, come on up here. You can't
on,
be left
Dad.
out. I saw the moms in front of me, so I said basketball moms. But moms and dads and anyone who's helped to participate. Basketball grandma. Everyone should be up. Come on. That gave support to our students.
And don't forget the principals, Rotsky from the other schools that we bring these kids up. Thank you for being
Do
here.
you want to take a photo with Mr. Smith as well, the principal? Is Mr. McCoy here?
Mr.
I didn't
Smith,
see
come on
him,
up.
but.
And also Coach Main in the back there with the tennis program. We have one great Falcons program athletics going on right now.
So first of all, I have to thank, obviously, the parents. You know, any parent here, your partnership means a lot to us. The only reason why we're successful here at Woodlands Middle High School is because of the parents and your involvement. The team was able to do a lot of things, fundraising, you know, some things that the budget did not support, but for your efforts. And the T-shirts that you got, everyone, I love them. So thank you guys for doing everything that you've done for our students here at Woodlands Middle High School. Thank you.
Your principal. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mr. Smith. Next, we have a newer team, but they are still champions, and they have done amazing as well. I believe this is the second full season. Correct me if I'm wrong. Third, thank you, thank you. And we have our girls flag football team. Please come up, all of the girls that are on the flag football team. And this is important. There's national discussion about the girls' sports. Please come stand up here. And how there's a decline in girls' sports across the country. However, here at Woodlands, we have a pretty robust flag football team. So I'm going to give you the mic. We're going to do the same thing. Name, grade, best thing at Woodlands, and something you would improve at Woodlands. Okay, and then how long you've been at Greenburgh. Thank you.
Okay. So my name is Brianna Owens. I'm in 10th grade. I've been in Greenburgh since 2nd grade, since Highview. One thing that I love about Woodlands is how celebrated every culture is. Like, I think that every Woodlands student would say that our cultural assemblies are like so much fun and so enjoyable for any culture. And it's, one thing that would improve is probably not the representation, but like the way that other people talk about Woodlands. Like, they like to talk down on us, and they really like to judge. And it's just like, when you come here, you realize that it's really not that bad, and it's actually a great experience.
Hi, I'm Katrina. I'm in 12th grade. I've been here since 3rd grade. And one thing I would like to keep the same about Woodlands is how everyone's united and everybody's one, and the love is spread throughout the whole school, and it's a great place to be when you are here. And again, what Bree said, I would like to improve how bad we're spoke upon.
Hi, I'm Savannah. I'm in 8th grade, and I've been here since kindergarten. And one thing I love is how they gave me an opportunity as an 8th grader to play on varsity. And I don't think I want to improve anything. I think this goes good.
Hi, I'm Armida. I'm an 11th grader, and one thing I love about Woodlands is that we're all a very big community. As it was touched on before, we are a very small school, so everybody knows everyone. We all love each other. We all support each other, like right now, and that's something that I really appreciate about our school, because other districts and other schools don't really seem to be doing that, and there's a lot of bullying and cliques, and Woodlands just isn't like that. And then I would like to agree with my teammates. I think our reputation throughout Westchester County is just very misleading. So yeah.
Hi, my name is Elna Chavette, and I'm an 11th grader. I've been in Greenburgh since ECP. One thing I love about this school is how we're all united, and like with the parents and the students, and we're all connected in like the way, like if we have an issue, we're able to like fix the problem. And I'll say like one thing I would want to fix is definitely like the way Woodlands is talked about, like because we're actually a good school and we're really improved from like how it was back then.
Hi, my name is Aaliyah Roberts. I'm in 10th grade, and I've been in this school since 7th grade. One thing I love about this school is definitely the staff. They're very supportive, and they're one of the things that's keeping me going. You know, I really do appreciate them, and they're definitely there for me when I need them the most. But I guess I can't really say anything that I want to improve. I'm good with the condition here.
My name is Kelly McDonald. I'm in 11th grade. I've been in the district since ECP, and one thing I like about the school is they care about our mental health. Like, we have a lot of assemblies and programs for that. And one thing I would change is like more AP courses instead of like IB. Cause
My name is Tiffany Williams. I'm a junior, and I came here in 9th grade. And one thing I like about Woodlands is the diversity. And one thing I would improve is our reputation.
Thank you all so much. I don't know if Gary got a photo of you. I can't see. Did you get a chance to get a photo of the girls' flag football team with their coaches? Okay, please get a photo, and then I want the coaches to introduce themselves. Thank you all. And then do the coaches want to introduce yourselves, say a little something really quickly? And then we're going to get the parents up as well. What are your names? And tell us a little about yourselves. Your coach is in a newer sport, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, everybody. Hello, everyone. My name is Lori Luwanga. I am the assistant coach of flag football. I like to call, as the girls know, their mental performance coach, because we know mental health matters, and we also know what that means under pressure. And I'm just really proud of the girls. I'm a proud alumni of Woodlands High School, and this was our first team, and we're 3 years old, so I'm really happy.
Wonderful, thank you.
How's everybody doing? I'm Coach Moon, head varsity flag football coach here. I'm really proud of the girls. You know, we started out rough, 0-6, but you know, we came out, we won 8-1-1, won the league, you know, dominated some teams.
Wonderful. So you're saying you won the league of the girls flag football for all the teams in the area?
No, we won our league. We lost in the playoffs by 5 points.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Thank you.
We'll be right back where we were next year.
Great.
We got everybody coming back except 2 girls. We're going to miss them a lot. You know, I want to thank all the parents for supporting me and supporting the coaches. Thank my pops for always making the food for us and taking the pictures. We got to thank Coach Hill. He's not here. He's my defensive coordinator. When the offense wasn't going good, our defense was always stout, so I got to give him his props. And Mr. Smith, Mr. Bell, Dr. Foy, all our administrators, I appreciate it.
Thank you. We need a photo. The parents, mothers, fathers, grandparents, uncles, aunts, cousins, anyone who came tonight to support, any adult who came tonight to support our flag football team and has been there on the sidelines, please come up to take a photo. Thank you. Wonderful. Thank you very much. Thank you. And I know some people may need to rush home. I'm going to ask you if you would stay just for a little bit, because next on our agenda or coming up is going to be our teacher tenures. And I don't think you'll want to miss that if you can stay. So the next item on our agenda is B2, public comment. And do we have any public comments? No? Okay. Now, what a lot of you have been waiting for is B3, our teacher tenure and recognition, recognition, thank you, reception. Too much going on. So do you want to? Do
you need to approve first? Do you want me to say something? Okay, very good. All right. So good evening, everyone. We have a packed house, and I'm seeing faces not just of families or the teachers up for tenure, but also, as I just said, families and friends and colleagues and administrators. So this is a milestone in the professional journey of a teacher. Relatively, it could be 3, 4, 5 years, depending, but it is a time, this tenure time is a time of recognition as well as responsibility. So when we think of recognition, it's recognizing how you've demonstrated service instructionally. It's speaking to the relationships that you've built, the growth. It's speaking to the confidence that the district and your building administrators have in your capacity, but it's also responsibility and a commitment of what you're going to do moving forward, right? A commitment to Greenburgh, a commitment to Greenburgh's vision, a commitment to being part of the Falcon family. So we want to congratulate you on what is about to happen in just a few moments.
Go ahead. I move that we approve the instructional personnel item F1 presented to the board for approval this evening.
Second. It's been properly moved and second. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. And now if you guys can clap, because if you look at the work session approvals, item F1 are the approvals for the personnel instructional items. And the personnel instructional items approve tenure. Now we're going to have a little word from the National Honor Society students.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Caroline Davis, and I'm the current president of the Wartburg chapter of the National Honor Society. I'm joined by my advisor, Dr. Joe Foy, and members of my executive board, Junior Armida Mojaza, and seniors Eli Cinco and Frida Tecalero. Tonight, you are receiving tenure as a culmination of the time and effort you've put into the school district and its students. So, on behalf of the students of Greenburgh Central School District, thank you for your devotion and support of our education. Congratulations.
Okay, we're going to call everyone up individually. I'm going to have you introduce yourself and to say a little bit about yourself. Let us know what building you work in, what grade you're teaching, and the best thing about working here in Greenburgh Central School District. First, we have Miss Amy Spielberger. Ms. Spielberger, I'm going to ask that you come this way and meet each board member. They're going to shake your hands. Thank you. Next, we have Miss Mira Cowdrey. Yes? Oh, I'm so sorry. Don't get up, Miss Cowdrey. Miss Spielberger, please tell us about yourself. Tell us where you work. Tell us what great things you've experienced over the last probationary period that you've been here.
Hi, my name is Amy Spielberger. I work at the Early Childhood Program, the ECP. I'm a special educator there, and the last 4 years have been very impactful. I've learned to really collaborate with all of my coworkers and my colleagues and my administrators. So I thank you all for the opportunity. And I look forward to many more years here. So thank you.
Thank you. Don't go too far because we're going to have some photos. Next, I have Miss Mira Corey. You're going to correct me if I said that wrong. Please come up. Nice.
Hi, my name is Mira Corey. I'm teacher assistant at Liaf Jackson, and I love what I'm doing. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, next we have Miss Haley Callanan. You got a cheer section going. Ms. Callanan, excuse me, please let us know where you work and what great things you've experienced here.
Sure. My name is Haley Callanan. I work at Highview as third grade special education teacher. First and foremost, I want to thank the board, Dr. Njoku, National Honor Society. Thank you so much for having me and granting me this tenure. I feel very lucky. Why is it so hard to talk in front of adults, but in students, I do it every day. I also want to shout out Mr. M and all my other colleagues, Ms. Blair, Ms. Maldonado, for all the support. I mean, we really are a family. I felt welcome the first day, and I still feel welcome now, so thank you so much.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Next, we have Miss Megan Medina. Don't go too far. Because, what? Oh, Miss Medina's not here. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Next, we have Miss Michelle Fazzino. I know I saw her. Congratulations. And Miss Fazzino, please tell us a little bit about yourself, what building you teach in, and the great things about the district.
Okay, thank you so much, the board, and to my principal, and to all of the family that I've met at RJB. I'm the 6th grade math teacher, Michelle Fazzino. And just from the moment, again, that I walked into this building, the support that I've had from Miss Rossi and Miss Khan, and my beautiful 6th grade team, and my lovely mentor, who's unofficial mentor, Robin Jurgensen, and Christine Gabbard. It's just been an amazing experience to have the community and the families and all the teachers support me throughout. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Miss Fazzino. Next, we have Miss Brenna Ortiz. Yes? Oh. You also have a cheering section. Thank you, Ms. Ortiz. Congratulations. Please tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hi, I'm Brenna Ortiz. I am a 4th grade math and science teacher at R.J. Bailey. Just like Ms. Fazzino had said, the moment I came into the building, I was welcomed with open arms and brought into the R.J. Bailey family. The students, the teachers, the administration, the school board fully support us and want the best for all of our students, and we see it every day in our classrooms and in the school culture. So thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. Next, we have Miss Carol Williams. Miss Williams, please tell us some things about yourself and great things about working in the district.
First of all, I'm so honored and so privileged to be here twice. This is my second time being tenured. I was here from 2001 to 2018. And then I moved to Long Island, and I worked in Hempstead, and then Florida for a little stint, and I'm back here at Greenburgh. I'm so happy to be back. Thank you to my building principal, Mrs. Rossi, and to Ms. Khan, and to the board for allowing me to be tenured one more time. Again, my name is Carol Williams. I work at R.J. Bailey, and I'm just so happy, very, very excited and elated to be back here at Greenburgh. It was so good the first time, I decided to come back again. So
Had to do it twice. Wonderful, thank you. And we have Miss Jessica Cifoletti. You got a cheering section. Please tell us a little about yourself.
So my name is Jessica Schiaffoletti. I teach here at Woodlands High School. I'm one of the art teachers here. I did change careers to become an art teacher, so the students have really made every minute worth it with their creativity and their energy and their craziness and keeping me on their toes, on my toes. So thank you so much to the board and to Dr. Chisholm and to Dr. Njoku and Mr. Smith and all the staff and administration here at Woodlands, and especially to the students and the parents. So thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. And last but not least, we have 2 staff members that were approved earlier in this school year that we want to recognize. First, we have Ms. Stephanie Puma. And so Ms. Puma got her tenure a little bit earlier in the year, but we want to shake your hand, but also we have a certificate and a pin for you. Thank you. Please come to the mic and let us know a little bit about yourself, as well as where you teach, good things about the district, etc.
Hi, I'm Stephanie Puma. I'm a first grade teacher at Leah Jackson. I just feel very blessed to be a part of the Greenburgh community. I love coming to work every day. I feel really blessed to have the best colleagues and the best students and family. So I just want to say thank you to the board. And yeah, I just feel really blessed to be here. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Puma. And last but certainly not least, we have Miss Julia Mercado. She gave birth on Saturday, but she didn't bring the baby. Okay. But we are going to clap for Miss Mercado. So tenure, for those of you that are not aware, tenure is an amazing accomplishment. Do we have the teachers there? Maybe they can come up, because we definitely have some very important folks that we want to be able to address them directly. Ms. Spielberger, Corey, Callanan, Fazzino, Ortiz, Williams, Schiaffoletti. Well, I said don't go very far. Didn't I? I did. I know I did. Oh, there's Ms. Fazzino. Come in, come in. Hi, I know they're still taking pictures. Please come up here, because we're going to get some good photos. We have some important folks that we want to be able to talk with you. Thank you. First and foremost, for those of you that aren't kind of following and paying attention to a lot of the things that are going on, public education in general is under attack, right? There's a lot of things that are happening in the world of New York State education that makes it very difficult for public education to thrive. And so these teachers making a permanent commitment to our district, and our district investing in these folks permanently. Don't leave. I want you to stay up here. And our district making a commitment to permanently invest in these ladies. These are all ladies up here. Show a true commitment to public education. So one of the things I do want to do is give an opportunity for the GTF president, Mr. James Bell, I see him there, to come up and to address your teachers. I know you normally make a comment, but also take a photo with your teachers. I want you to be able to speak with them as well in front of the board here. Thank you, Mr. Bell. Is the mic there? Yeah.
Yes. Good afternoon, everyone. I want to say, ladies, welcome to the GTF family in the Greenburgh Central School District. Continue your good work. I was pleasantly confused with Nicole getting her tenure again, because when I started, we started at R.J. Bailey together, so I was confused, but we're good. Welcome back again. Congratulations. Let's continue to move our district forward. You know, everyone have a great evening.
Mr. Bell, we don't want you to go anywhere. We want you to take a photo. Were you leaving? Don't try to leave. Okay, wonderful. We also, okay, the kids can sit down. Come up. We also want to hear, because teachers, you didn't get here by magic, right? So someone, board members were volunteers. We don't work here. We're not in the building kind of watching, making sure you're doing a great job. There are people that actually recommended that you get tenure. And these people are here tonight, at least I saw quite a few of them. So I definitely want to give them the opportunity to come up and speak. First, we have our early childhood program leader is there he is, Mr. Washington. Please come up, Mr. Willie Washington. And please say a few words to our newly tenured teachers.
Well, I'm going to steal the script from the students. The best thing in Greenburgh is the teachers, the students, and the parents. You see a great community. I've seen it for 27 years here, so you're joining a great community. And with that, you have great administrators and a very supportive board. Not only do they send the students to top-level schools, Ivy Leagues, they send their administrators for PDs there. So what a great community, and thank you for joining the team. Special shout out to Miss Amy Spielberger, who did an excellent X-ray lesson plan that still resonates with me for the ECP. I believe they were 812 students. So you get a chance, maybe she'll show you her portfolio. Thank you again, and have a great, great experience.
Thank you, Mr. Washington. Next, we have Leah Jackson, but as Ms. Corey and Ms. Puma are aware, your principal is not feeling well. So we're not going to hear directly from Ms. Simone tonight, but she recommended that you become a permanent fixture here in the district. Someone's here to speak on her behalf. Please come up. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. Christine Matrinko.
Hi, Carly Teleska.
Hi, Jessica Griffin. We work at Leah Jackson, and we just wanted to congratulate Stephanie Puma and Mira Corey and everybody receiving tenure tonight. Congratulations. Welcome to the family. It's a great place to be. I've been here over 20 years, and I love it. And congratulations, everyone.
I thought you were going to speak on behalf of Ms. Simone, but that's why I was like, okay. Next we have, is there someone to speak for our special education teachers? No? No? Okay, you did already. Great. Mr. Master Angelo, are you here, Mr. M? I just saw your wife yesterday. He is? Oh, great. I didn't see him. Huh? Oh, you were hiding from me. Okay. Mr. Master Angelo is here. Thank you for coming. And you have two great teachers that just got tenure.
Thank you. Congratulations to all of you through our visitations throughout the schools. I think I've seen you in and out of classrooms, and you all do an amazing job. The art show, wonderful work. I do want to focus on the Highview teachers. Ms. Medina, unfortunately, could not make it this evening, but Ms. Callanan is here. For the last handful of years, I've been in and out of your classroom and seen amazing work. The growth that the students make from September to June is really, it's terrific, and you need to be proud of your kids. I'm proud of you, and I'm really happy that you are now part of the Highview family for as long as you want to be, and I hope that's a long time. Congratulations to all of you, and good luck over the next 15 days and in the future. So thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Master Angelo. And I saw R.J. Bailey, Miss Rossi, and Miss Connor around. There they go. Dynamic duo. Okay, you have a couple teachers here.
She's the dynamic part. Good evening. Congratulations to everyone. So I think one of the comments that was made was that the principals got to watch what you were doing, but we enjoyed watching all the greatness that comes into your classrooms. Carol, thank you for coming back. The day Carol came, she said, "Hi, I'm just here to say hi." I said, "No, we need a teacher. We just got a retirement." And so it was the perfect timing. Ms. Fazzino, thank you for leaving Transfig and coming to us and bringing all of your greatness to us. And Ms. Ortiz, moving up from New York City, we really appreciate all of the experience and the great teaching that you do.
Thank you. Congratulations to our teachers. Thank you for sticking with the best profession in the world. And we really enjoy seeing you grow, and welcome to the journey of teaching and learning. I think it's amazing that you are here and that you accomplished this goal that you set forward. Thank you.
Thank you. And last but not least, I know Mr. Smith was here earlier. Did he sneak out? There he is.
I am here.
Thank you.
First of all, teachers, congratulations to each and every one of you. It's a huge accomplishment and achievement to receive tenure. I have to just pause and just shout out Ms. Schiffoletti, who's done a phenomenal job here at Woodlands Middle High School. We were able to steal Ms. Schiffoletti from Westchester Arts. She said it was a career change, right? So she came here and did a couple projects. I'm like, who is this lady that comes into our building here? And does she want to teach? So we convinced her to pull over from Westchester Arts. When I observed her, she was doing a lesson on how music makes you feel and what color do you think of. So I'm sitting there listening to, was it Dizzy Gillespie or something you were playing? I'm like, well, how does it make me feel? So I'm in there coloring along with the kids, and I was like, I don't know if you graded me that day or not, but I would think I would get a 100. You did? You graded me? What'd I get? 100? Okay. All right, good. I got a 100. But your dedication, your passion, your creativity is really appreciated here at Woodlands Middle High School, and you have made a long-lasting impression and impact on our students. So for that, I thank you and congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. Smith. Now, before you guys step down, can we please have a photo with all of the principals that are here? Thank you. Don't be shy. That's okay. That's okay. We normally are in the auditorium, so there they go. Wonderful. Thank you all. And outside of the library here, they have light refreshments in the commons, open to families, friends, communities, and taking photos. We're going to continue our meeting in a minute. Njoku, Dr. Njoku, can you come here for a second?
Did you take a picture of that?
Okay, great. Meeting over to my Vice President, Chris Fallon.
I'm going to talk like this. Do you need the mics? Okay, so as President Reyes says, policy review. We began this discussion informally at the last meeting. We're reviewing, sorry, I have multiple copies in front of me. Policy 1210, Board of Education members nomination and election. If you trustees recall, the issue is that New York State changed the law last year to revamp, revise, make it a little bit easier for boards of education to have ex officio student members on them, and so the policy services has revised the policy. We had previously, through the mechanisms that were in place at the time, approved by public vote the addition of ex officio student members and created a policy. So now we're looking at the state law, our old policy, and our own thoughts and feelings on how we want to create the process moving forward. So in front of you today is both the revised policy 1210 as well as the current policy 1130, ex officio student member of the school board. First, I'm going to just ask a general question, and the general question is, the revised policy in front of you that's Christmas colored with edits. The red edits are the Erie 1 changes, and the greens were supposed to be, I think, me trying to move in policy 1130 into this policy. We could keep it all under one combined we could make it all under one combined policy 1210, which is what Erie 1 is doing, or we could retain a separate policy just for ex officio student members. So I just want to get a feel for what the board wants to do as far as that. Because if we combine it all under 1210, then at the next meeting, we're going to present 1130 for deletion, in addition to the changes on 1210.
I think we should separate it, keep it separate.
I agree.
That's two?
I think two.
Simpler is better. Any other thoughts?
Make it three because this title, it says Board of Education members. It doesn't really allude to the fact that this could be for ex officio and what, you know what I mean? It's kind of, like when you think of that, I think like of a trustee who's coming on board. Yeah.
Trustee Jacobson?
I'm inclined to agree. I think if you were to merge them, one, it would be incredibly long.
Which is why it's
bylaw, yeah, and it
5
already
pages.
is long, and the fact that both of them are long, and if we want it to be
Well, this 5-page version is with them combined.
correct, but I think just for ease of referencing and finding the information that you need, having them separate, I think similar to what Trustee Mann just said, if you're looking for something specific, you want to be able to find it quickly, and I think having them separate would allow.
Okay, that's the majority of the board, but are there any other thoughts that we should all be considering? Trustee Along, you have something?
I am a contrarian opinion on this because we have so many policies already that I always feel it is better to consolidate the policies and make it simpler. Perhaps another title would address the concerns about it being lost, but if there's one policy about electing members of the board, be they ex officio or actual members, it makes more sense to me.
Trustee Sampalayo, do you
I
have
agree
anything?
with Trustee Alon. I feel like ex officio students are members of the board and they fall under this policy, so.
So the reason I edited them together is because I was thinking of the future board when none of us are here, and then Erie 1 comes down with a policy change, and suddenly they're looking at two different policies if they've only been changing 1210, and it may not, they may not think to look at the other policy we've retained separately. So does that, all of the comments make anyone rethink?
No, I try to make it user-friendly. The policies are supposed to be user-friendly.
Right, but I'm
And
thinking
when
in 5 years when policies change,
Even
how is
if-
it user-friendly?
Even if we're not here in 5 years, if a
Mhm.
student wants to look up a board member, an ex officio board member, they're gonna be looking for ex officio board member. They're not gonna be looking for Board of Education board members. And I think Trustee Jacobson brought up another point of the length. We wanna make it simple. Simple, easy to find, and also easy to read. One of the trainings that they had at the NISBA conference talked about the AI policy. And they said, does the board even understand your AI policy if you have one? And does the student understand? We have to make things as simple as possible. We're always accused of not being transparent, of being too, wordy. We have to have our policies encompass many things that legal says and that complies with the law, but we also should be as simple as possible for people to understand. And so for that matter, I would separate them. Keep them separate, I should say, because they're separate right now, 11:30 and 12:10. And for any future board, as you can see at the end of the policy, or it used to have, maybe when it's printed it will have, a reference of, right here, like it says education law, and it usually also says, look at another policy. So we could always keep that at the bottom of both policies so that when they're updated, you know to look at both. But no, it doesn't change the position.
Any other closing thoughts on that? Otherwise, it sounds like the majority wants to keep two different policies. So we'll move forward with that, and you're right, the cross-references dropped off. So, so what we're going to do,
It's right here, on the bottom of page 2. It tells you the cross-reference.
gotcha. Okay. Okay, so on 1210, page 1 and 2 is the Erie 1 edits. And my recommendations on that portion relating to the board. So just strictly looking at pages 1 and 2, any comments, questions, concerns? Trustee Long?
I have a couple, so I'm going to try to guide this first one. There's 2 instances of the term specific office.
Which page?
First page, I'm describing, hold on. The very first section of green, it says whether such candidate is nominated for a full term or for the unexpired portion of such a term, and the specific office for which a candidate is nominated. So hold that thought and jump down to the third green section, which is bullet D. And this is one big long sentence. And the third line where it says board vacancies are not to be considered separate specific offices. So we say above and specific office, and then we say are not specific offices. So it read kind of contrary to me.
Agree. Anyone have an issue with removing? I'm guessing you want to
remove and the specific office.
What is, before you remove that, what is the meaning of a specific
It's
office?
like, if, so this year there was an election for the positions currently held by trustee Mears and trustee Jacobson. I would be running specifically for your position or specifically for trustee Jacobson's position as opposed to one of the trustee positions. Exactly, but that's what the specific, that's what she wants to, that's what trustee Long wants to remove.
Right, so we
there's no
should talk
confusion.
about that. Does the board want to do that? Other districts do that. Other districts do have specific positions. Some districts, like we encompass Fairview and Hartsdale. Some districts have like a certain amount of seats are Fairview seats, a certain amount of seats are Hartsdale seats. Some districts do things very differently. Do we want to consider that? Like this would be, I guess, the time that we would consider that sort of thing.
No, I don't want to change it.
Okay. I don't either, but I think we should open it up. People can say, if anyone ever says, oh, you guys don't do that, why not? Well, we
I think we're a small
look
enough
at it.
district that I think we're a small enough district that we are, like all of the students were saying tonight, we're a big community in a small school, and I'll take that to mean also for our community at large.
But if we did say out of a committee of 7, board committee, just for devil's advocate, for a board committee of 7, if we mandated that we had 2 seats be Fairview and 2 seats be Hartsdale, and then the other 3 could be anybody, that would ensure that you have people from all areas on the board. You guys want to consider that sort of thing?
No.
No? Okay. Just bring it up.
I don't see anyone.
No?
Trustee
Okay.
Jacobson?
I'd say anytime I've ever seen that done, the district is larger and is pulling from a larger pool of people. I would rather, my fear would be that we would have empty seats and we wouldn't have people running for certain seats just because we are volunteers and it is an undertaking and a labor of love. And I think being realistic, making it as easy for people to serve as possible would be my preference.
Okay, sounds good. I'm fine with taking it out, by the way.
Okay, so we're gonna strike the specific office for which a candidate is nominated and the word "and" before "whether." Trustee Long, does that reflect what you're? Sorry, so under A.
Yes.
After the strike through of the red portion, it would be "and whether such candidate is nominated for a full term or for the unexpired portions of such a term," period?
Period. You're saying period there, right?
Yes, at the end of term, period, yes.
Okay.
And then also in D, right?
And in D, it's just saying that was the point, this says are not considered separate specific offices. So the 2 things were opposites.
No.
I think that one's fine.
Okay.
Do you want me to keep going?
No, I'll just note that all of the green things were things that were in our policy, but were no longer being recommended in the Area 1 policy. But so this is just my recommendation. My gut feeling was we wanted to stick with this. So please shout if my gut feeling is wrong. Trustee Jacobson?
I just have a clarifying question. So in the case where someone does not serve out a full term,
Yes.
and then the election, the next cycle, that position is up, correct?
No.
That's further in the
Okay.
policy.
No.
They serve, that person would serve to the end of the term.
Right.
So you can either appoint somebody to that position or you
Right.
can elect.
But was your question, so like right now, say I won the lotto and just left. You guys would appoint someone, right? Were you asking at the end of 2027, is their term up? And
I
there's
was
4
asking, like,
people,
would
or-
then someone be, so at the end of 2027, there will be 3 positions up.
Right now, yes.
Right, so let's say you won the lottery and went to the islands and lived happily ever after. Would there then be 4 seats?
That's what she's asking, no.
Up.
Right?
Like if you
I don't
won a lottery
remember.
today
Yes,
and quit tomorrow?
yes.
I don't remember. I'm
Then
turning
you
to
guys-
David because we had this situation.
Right, you
We
did.
had the situation, if we got enough time,
election.
we interview for
We
for
interview.
people to fill in until the next scheduled election.
Right.
And then, if there's 4 openings, then we've got
Okay, so
4
then it would be till the next election,
Yeah.
it
But
wouldn't
it
be for the
would
full
be,
term.
that person would be
Oh,
only
2
the length
years.
of your
Right.
remaining seat.
And it
Okay.
was the
I
person who
misunderstood.
received the least amount of votes had that
Right.
Correct.
shortened tenure.
Okay, so
Shortened
but
term.
in this hypothetical, then someone would be appointed until the 2027 election, and then there'd be 4 spots.
Then there'd be 4 spots, and the
But
person
that
with the
person-
lowest
Votes.
number votes
Gets the
would-
shortest term.
would
Would
keep
finish
the
your
seat.
term and then be up,
Which may not be the person we elected,
correct? Okay,
selected.
correct,
Excuse me, yeah.
appointed for that period of time. Okay, that's what I wanted to be clear,
Okay.
because of it stating a specific office, that would be a case when it would be a specific office, because it would be the short-term office. Am I making sense?
I get it.
But this section is regarding the nominating positions, and you won't put
Okay.
on the nominating position, I'm running for X position, because it's just still the general vote, and the candidate with the least amount of votes in the top X amount would get that one by default. So it's not something you'd put on the petition.
That's what I wanted clarity.
Yes, I was
I
trying to
haven't played the
remember.
lottery, so it's not gonna.
Trustee Long had something
Just ask
to
it.
say earlier. You were gonna say something before I called on Trustee Jacobson, I don't know if you remember what it was.
I was gonna change to a different bullet, so, are we good?
Yep, let's keep going.
All right, so bullet E,
On page 2?
on
Page one.
page 1.
Okay.
Let me make sure I get which section here. Board of Education may reject nominations if the petition has been filed, incorrectly filed, if the candidate is ineligible or has declared an unwillingness to serve. In the event the nominee for election withdraws and then attempts to re-enter, such person may not be considered a candidate unless new nominating petition is filed. So my question is, that's been removed from Erie 1. Is it legal for us to include that?
I don't know why they, I would have to know why they removed it.
We've
Because
had that
that
happen
is
too.
my understanding of what would happen.
Yeah, we've had that happen here, but it was
I'm just wondering
years
why
ago.
they removed it from the policy of Erie 1.
They removed a lot of this. Hold on, I have to make sure I'm looking at the right thing now.
Did they give reason?
No, most of the reasoning that was given was regarding the ex officios.
We've had that happen here as well. Trust me.
So
that's usually where rules come from, right?
Yeah.
Sure, but the question is, if they,
Withdraw.
if they withdraw and they change their mind again, they have to resubmit. So
Yes.
it is legal for us to say, yes, you have to resubmit new petitions.
That's required, I think.
As opposed to, what would be the reverse? You don't.
You've
have to
already-
submit.
you've already submitted
Accepted their own
petition.
So what happens when somebody withdraws, or what's happened in the
Right.
past, the instance you're thinking of, is when
Yeah.
somebody withdraws after being duly nominated, is it then opens up,
Yes.
it triggers a thing where anybody
Can-
can enter
Again.
the election.
So there's like a deadline, say June 1st is
It's
a
within the
deadline,
deadline.
right? Everyone hands in their stuff June 1st. Say
Yes.
Erin and I hand in our stuff in June 1st, it's June 2nd, and I'm like, yeah, I don't want to do this. And I say, Patricia, I'm not doing it, I'm withdrawing. It opens it up again. I don't know the amount of days, but say it opens it up again for another 7 days or something. And then Rebecca can put her petition, and I can say, you know what, I changed my, I want to do it again, you know?
Right.
Chris talked me into it.
And then there's suspicion that
And
it
get-
was done capriciously to allow someone else to enter the
Right.
race who, so
So
I think
this doesn't-
preventing someone from just going in and out willy-nilly.
I
did have to file
get the
the tickets.
willy-nilly, but I don't see where this implies that they can do it after the deadline. Once the deadline's passed, you can change your mind all you want, the deadline's passed. This doesn't imply you can change the deadline.
I think legally, I don't know why
Yeah, that
it
I would
opened up
have-
again.
That I would have to look into.
But it happened where someone pulled out and then it opened up. Now, I don't know if, once you go past a certain day,
I don't think you can. I think once the deadline is, once you hit the
did,
deadline,
so it
that's it.
All I know is this is something that we talk about every so often in different advocacy meetings. I don't know if you've heard this at the NISBA advocacy meetings, but we talk about this because it creates a problem when it comes to printing ballots and getting information
Right.
out there, because that deadline is actually very close to the vote day.
right. But
All
that
of-
happens
all of that
here,
procedural
and they
stuff
got
is not-
more time.
So
Yeah.
my question though comes back to this, if this doesn't state anything about the deadline.
No, it doesn't.
So I could enter and exit and enter and exit and enter and exit all before the deadline is what I'm reading.
The Board of Education may reject nominations if the petition has been incorrectly filed, if the candidate is ineligible or has declared an unwillingness to serve. I could argue that, Ms. Melnick, correct me if I'm wrong, I could argue that if you've already indicated an unwillingness to serve and then change your mind again, that the board would still be within your rights, our rights to deny,
Oh, that would get so messy.
or to reject that nomination.
Sure.
Holy
cow.
Not if it was
My question
within
is
the
that
deadline.
second sentence though, it's the second sentence. That makes sense to me that there is, the second sentence is the one that I don't. In the event a nominee for election withdraws and then attempts to re-enter, such person may not be considered a candidate unless a new nominating petition is filed. That was my only question. It makes sense to me, but my question is it legal if they pull out and then they change their mind, and then they go back in, all before the deadline, is it legal for us to require them to redo a petition? Does that have any bearing whatsoever?
How about this? How about if we
can look into it
put
and
a
get
pin in that?
Yeah.
We consider that for striking, but in the meanwhile, we confirm the process when a candidate withdraws, like what are step 1, 2, 3?
I don't know, maybe Patricia can answer this, where the petitions go, but it's possible that you have to refile a petition because maybe if you withdraw and you notify wherever they go, I don't know, where do they go?
No, I don't. I basically keep them
Yeah.
to ensure that it's been filed correctly and that they're able to
Okay.
be able to submit the nominating petition. And then, again, it's a very short window after that closes where we have to submit to print the ballots and all that, all those things. But I don't communicate that to any other
state
powers
or
that be,
anything.
exactly.
But it does sound like the date piece is an important
There's no
element of
date
this
piece in it.
anyway,
Yeah.
and maybe that needs to be added or confirmed that it's based on the filing deadline rather than whenever in the
Yeah.
process.
I'll confirm for you.
Thank you. Okay, next item. Julie, you have more?
Yeah. So again, there's no mention of this in the new Erie one. It is page 2, under election, bullet point B. And we're recommending we keep it in. Do we know why Erie one pulled it out? It is regarding prohibiting indication of candidates' political party on a ballot.
Why would a political party be on the ballot?
There's a lot of
It
districts
happens.
that do.
For the school district?
Not necessarily on the ballot per se explicitly,
on the ballot.
but indoors, or does it say on the ballot?
On the ballot.
May or prohibit, for example, may prohibit the indication of on the ballot. Yep.
I should say, I've seen it in other states.
Because it's not relevant.
I have seen it in other
yeah.
states.
Well,
That's- so.
but it's not relevant right now in Greenburgh.
Right
But
now,
it's
it might,
happening
yeah.
locally and in the state.
No, I mean to the policy,
Gotcha.
not that it's not relevant in general. But this is Board of Ed members' nomination and election. So,
So does this particular Board of Education wish to impose a restriction on political party endorsements in our district elections? I guess that's the
Yes.
question before us. I say yes.
Wait, before we go there, is it even a possibility? It's not common. Is it not common because it's not allowed, or is it not common
It's
because
happening in neighboring districts.
But
we
imposing
don't-
restrictions on a political party endorsement is different than you saying which political party you are a member of. Like if an outside group is like, I wanna nominate Tracy Mayers and I am part of this political party, it's an endorsement by a political party. That doesn't mean that the candidate is declaring a political party. Like those are two different things. And can you really restrict an outside group endorsing?
this issue is just about on the ballot
On the
itself.
ballot,
On
yeah.
the actual ballot.
I don't want
You
that
can't
on the
say,
ballot.
this candidate is a Democrat, this
Right.
candidate is
Okay.
a Republican. That's what that piece is about.
So then we need to change the as IE, which is as example of, because otherwise it's too broad. It's impose restrictions on political party endorsements, as in may prohibit. So why don't we just say we prohibit political endorsements on the ballot instead of, because this is
Okay.
kind of open-ended.
No.
So you're saying,
We don't control outside.
That's what I mean, like you
Research,
can't, that's
yeah.
what, when you say impose restrictions on endorsements, that can be read differently.
Yeah, but it can be read differently, but if we don't put this, that means, and it is happening in neighboring districts, that means a candidate can solicit political party endorsements. If
But
we-
they can now, you
They
can,
cannot
people
now.
contribute.
But not political parties.
but I might not be able to control the Facebook page of
A Facebook page,
Yeah.
a Facebook page of David's
the
political
I
party.
Hate Falcon party, you know,
Right, of David's political party, we can't control, but we could control or prohibit you soliciting David's political party and David's political party having, I just think that could get really messy if we open that up to.
Like,
I think we
but
can
like the
prohibit
form,
being on the ballot.
because I had
Yeah.
in my,
Yeah.
I had handed in my form today. It says, if contributor is a political committee, include political
Right.
unit
If we
represented, date of
present it-
receipt, dollar amount of every expenditure, as well as name and address of the person to whom it's made. So like,
Yeah.
it's already on the form that
I
a
think
political
that's-
party can give you money.
Right, it's on the form because some people can, but the district can prohibit. Let me give you this before.
So my note at the end says recommends legal verify whether this is still applicable. Can legal verify whether this is still applicable? And then if so, I'm
Then we have to
gonna
talk
agree
about it.
with, for now, I'm gonna agree with what's being said, with the suggestion to go, the Board of Education may prohibit the education of any candidate's political party on the ballot, and just
Yep.
strike.
Yeah, I agree
Yep.
with not having it listed on the ballot. I just don't know if you can legally say this group or that group can't endorse you and give you money. You have to report it, and that's that's, you're stating it publicly in that way, but I don't know if you can make a policy around it.
If it's possible. I think, as I said, I think public education's under attack.
Oh, no, I
And
totally
think-
agree with
think
you. I
it's-
just don't know if
I
we
think
can
it's
actually say
dangerous.
that or not.
Right, I understand. I think it's dangerous to,
Mhm.
especially this district, with
Mhm.
as diverse as we try to be,
Mhm.
and represent everyone and have consideration for all people. I think it does, get dangerous if we start opening, if we don't explicitly say we prohibit any one specific thing. We want everyone to be at the table. That leaves people subject to special interests. But if we can't prohibit, then we can't. Future, I'm thinking future.
No, I agree with you.
None
I
of
think,
us,
but I think that's a question for Carol, like, can you
Yeah, well,
legally
Ms. Mendel,
restrict
I
that?
just, I have struggle, we cannot control the actions of others and what they say they support.
I agree.
Or don't. So
Mhm.
I don't see where that's a place in our policy. I think the only thing we can control is prohibiting what's on our ballots.
Mhm.
I think that's what was intended, that decision, that's what was intended by the
The Supreme
decision.
Court
I
decision.
think the way this is worded makes it sound like you have broader authority than you do. 'Cause
Okay, you'll look into it and get back to me. Is there another piece?
Nope, I'm moving on to the next one.
Next one's still on page,
Still on page 2,
Okay.
yep. Bullet E, under election again. Only qualified voters as determined by ed law may vote at any district meeting or election. Do we need both?
the,
Why
the
would it?
election, the budget, the election day, that's considered a special meeting of the board, and it's, you're voting on the budget, right? Someone-
So, election.
So like when we had the
is
special bond votes, those
election
were
and
special meetings.
Meeting is voting on the budget. All right, that was just.
So it's all done at a, yeah.
Because it says or. Meeting
Because you might
or
vote on a
election.
bond item, but there might not be an election
it.
going on at the same time.
Understood, thank you. So that was clarification.
Mm.
Or you might vote on ex officio, back in the day when we had to do that. That could have been a
Excuse me,
standalone
thank you.
meeting that needed public votes.
Thank you.
Electioneering, again, my hope for less words is to just eliminate everything that's written in green because it is very straightforward. No electioneering will be allowed within 100 feet of the polling place. Just leave it as that. As sometimes I think we just try to describe ourselves and we restrict ourselves. Just leave it, is my feeling.
I think we.
At a minimum, what about item
Very
D?
specific, yeah.
Well, what happens if someone doesn't understand what
Yeah.
electioneering is, right?
Yeah.
I I didn't know, when I went to go vote, I had on a candidate shirt, and they were like, oh, no, you
can't
can't
come
do it.
in.
I never do that, right?
This
So,
is specific.
I know what you're saying, Julie, but not everyone probably
Yes, but
understands
we
what.
wouldn't be able to qualify every instance of that possibility. That's where I say sometimes when we describe it, we don't describe other things, and then it becomes by proxy a
You said,
loophole.
you said including and
Yes.
not limited to.
Yeah.
But we can list some of the things that happen here, that we know that happen here. People stand in the waiting area there, so we can be very clear about distance markers.
Trustee Jacobson.
In reference to bullet D, what would happen in the case that, like, it was a very small deadline for us to, like, get bio information in for the newsletter? If, let's say, I hadn't submitted it, and would it not go in? Would someone create a bio for me? And if I didn't hand it in on time, are we violating our own policy because my information wouldn't have been in there?
There's been a question raised in prior years as to whether we should be doing that at all. We can go that conversation.
I got good feedback in the fact that it was there. I
Yeah.
got negative feedback in the placement of it because it was all the way in the back. It wasn't, usually it's like we have the English section and then we have the Spanish section and they are mirrors. And that was not the way it was laid out, so people were looking for it and it wasn't where they thought it was going to be.
That's not for the policy.
No, but I mean, the
policy is
people would
more,
look for it, so I
A,
think it
do we
makes
do it,
sense.
yes or no? And B, if we're doing it, to your point, if someone isn't submitting information, I think at a minimum to be given fair play, you at least have to show what's been submitted, the questions asked, and maybe 0 answers
Yeah.
and a photo, if hopefully a photo has been given in. But that's my one-person opinion.
I think it should be in there. I think if we want to inform voters, the whole point of that newsletter is to inform voters. And yeah, I'd be fine with, like, then they're just blanks. If you didn't do it, you didn't do it, and there's blanks. And then people can make their own assumptions about that being like that.
Okay. Is there any more?
So is there any other comments about Trustee Long's suggestions to remove some of the detail or Trustee Jacobson's concerns about biographical information and info distributed by the district? Any concrete amendment suggestions? Yeah.
No, leave it alone.
I just had something. Letter A. Voting will be by machine or paper ballot. Paper ballots, those are for exceptions, right? Only. Did you want to clarify that at all? Or, I don't know. Because if I was just looking at this and I'm new, I'd be like, oh, let me just go get my paper ballot. But I don't really apply to the situation to get a paper ballot. Does that make sense? So I don't know if that needs to be explicitly stated. Again, what happens if you're a new voter and you're 18 and you're reading this?
Where are you at?
Letter A, under election. So,
I think because it says or, and it's policy, it's not the procedure.
right.
It
By
just
machine
opens us
or
up to
paper ballot.
using one or the other.
Why don't we just say voting will be by machine when unavailable paper ballot?
No, because there's situations where people have to use paper ballots.
Right.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Ms. Bennett, if you want to comment.
Early voting, exactly.
Early voting,
Early
absentee voting, provisional ballots might go on paper ballots.
So then
That's
it's
right.
not or, it's machine and paper ballot.
Yes.
Well,
It's
I
an
can't
and not
vote
or.
twice. It's an or.
It's either
One
or.
It's
voter
voting
equals
will
one
be
method.
by machine and by paper ballot, not or.
Because of the early voting,
Right.
is that why you're?
It's an and, not or.
Could it be
You want to be
voting will
specific?
be by machine, parentheses, or paper ballot when necessary? Close
Yes,
Something
parentheses.
like
more
that.
specific.
And or.
Mhm.
And or.
Or just.
Yeah.
But I do think and makes it sound like you're doing both. But-
You can read it that way, or you
Yeah,
can
they
read it
interpret
that
it
it's
for
by
sure.
machine for the folks who were there that day, and paper ballot by the folks who voted early or absentee.
Say, throw some parentheses in there.
I'd leave it alone.
I
just
leave it alone.
Okay, all right. I'm just really trying to make sure everyone can vote and doesn't get misled by this, but that's fine if y'all want to leave it the way it is.
If it happens.
Well, what is your, do you have a,
It needs to say something else, like paper ballot by special exception, something like that, because I can't get a paper ballot.
When needed, I think
I
you said
can't,
when
right?
needed.
Or when
needed.
appropriate, or
I
whatever.
can't.
Or by paper
I'm not
ballot.
really,
You can absentee vote.
How about that?
if I'm not gonna be around.
If you're not.
Right.
Trustee Mans, how
Even
about?
if you're around, you can
and put it-
absentee
Or
ballot.
paper ballot when needed.
My wife has
If
trouble getting the
needed.
polls, so I
If
get it.
needed.
Right,
I get the paper
When,
ballot.
if,
Right.
Let's not nitpick
Yes.
too much.
But again, if you're 18 reading this, you might be like, oh, I can do it by paper too. But technically, could you? There's exceptions to it, that's all. But all right, we can move on. I'm just saying. I'm thinking, I like to be detailed and specific.
Going back to
Because I'm
trustee
writing down
Alon's.
notes.
And if we really wanna go there.
Yeah, if we did
Because
just
on
the
page
regs, this would be a
2.
one-page,
you can dream, man, you can dream.
I can, and I do.
So it'll stay as is?
Okay, we can leave it out. I'm just
So
saying.
what was the decision on electioneering?
I don't know, which one is that one?
We jumped
Oh,
over.
We're supposed to
electioneering.
clean it
We
up.
said leave it, didn't we say leave it?
No, I think we're gonna clean some of it up.
Electioneering?
I believe so.
Yes to your question, for
Okay.
now.
What was her question?
Are we leaving it by a machine or a paper ballot?
Oh. Did we end electioneering? I thought we
No,
were
we
leaving it,
didn't.
now you're
Or
saying
leave it.
not leave.
I wasn't done with electioneering.
Right, you
Only
weren't done.
because letter C is a process, I feel like. It talks about the polling place, at least, what, 1/2 hour before the opening of the polls, remaining, it's the distance markers. To me, you're explaining how you're setting up the distance
Yeah,
markers.
maybe you're right, it's more a process for the
Yeah.
district clerk as opposed to
Right.
a policy.
I mean, the same thing happens, I think, but.
You keep A and you keep D.
I see you
and-
now, you just want to cross something out, so. So does everyone agree with trustee Mans, trustee Long on getting rid of item C under electioneering?
Nope. I don't agree.
You don't agree?
Nope,
Okay.
it's on the record.
David,
I
are
don't-
you
I
a
don't
leave it
think you
alone
need
person?
B or
Leave it alone, person.
I'm a
Okay.
leave it alone person, and I think the markers helped me when I was out there.
This doesn't mean you don't put markers out, it just means it's not in the policy, it's in the procedure. What do we do to comply
If something's
with-
not in the policy, it may not be in the procedure later. You gotta think
They're
beyond
two
us.
different things.
Well, Ms. Pineda, do you have a policy? Do you have a checklist
This
of
everything
everything you have to do? Not policy,
Well,
sorry, a
it
procedure.
is on my unofficial list of things to do to make sure I put in the notice, the distance marker, yeah.
That's beyond Ms. Pineda. She's not gonna be here all forever.
No, but as long as you have it
That's
documented
her
for the next
unofficial
person.
document.
It's unofficial, it's not.
That
Well, then
doesn't
you
mean
roll it forward,
if
keep
a-
it in a shared
and if a
drive, and whoever's
person-
coming here, we tell them to reference that checklist.
Unofficial because I don't
see
share
nothing
it
wrong
with other
that.
folks,
No.
with other.
Put a procedure book,
There you
a
go.
guideline.
That's how you
Yeah.
keep
Yeah, it's
things
pretty
moving.
scary that we're having this conversation because once we're not here,
Right.
and Ms. Pineda is not here, anyone can say, I'm not doing that part.
So-
I feel like coming at 6:50 instead of 6 o'clock, and I don't wanna put markers out. Why do they have me put markers? That's ridiculous. I'm not doing it. There's no policy that says you have to do that.
But you have a manual and procedures that say you do, and you need to check it off too to make sure it's been done.
Who maintains your procedures?
Yeah, there's
There's
no
no-
official maintaining.
I'm not gonna say it out here, we could take it in exec, but it can be done. That's all, I'm putting on my manager hat now, it can get done.
That's
It could
scary.
get, okay, we'll talk about it in exec, let me put it on my notes.
I
What
think
letter
we
was
need
that?
I don't have a clear idea, or
It's so
we don't have a
scary.
clear idea on what the majority of trustees feel about removing or leaving item C.
Leave.
I think we leave it, and I'm scared that the more senior members of the board are saying to leave stuff, because we've seen stuff. But everyone, we have a healthy board, but things can get unhealthy. And if it's not in policy, as specific as possible, history can repeat itself, that's all I'm saying. But all right.
Like, I think, well, yeah.
We'll take it in the bag, take it offline, shall we?
It's
I'd
open
like to
session.
hear if trustee Jacobson or
Oh.
trustee Along,
Okay, fine.
yeah, it's an open session. Or, excuse me, trustee Sampalayo, have any thoughts?
I think everybody has like a valid point.
I agree with everybody.
You know, there is a lot of writing. I think it's procedure, but at the same time, I'm afraid that if we take it off, then bad things happen.
Bad things do
I'm thinking of me back in the day, public person, and knowing the policy a little bit and observing people basically walking others closer and closer to the polls beyond that 100-foot marker and saying, because I have read this publicly, I know that what is happening there is wrong. And I say something. I'm just saying.
I get what you're saying.
But how are you
I wouldn't know that
distinguishing
if it
between
weren't
procedure
here
and policy?
back in the day, right?
When we keep getting stuck in the muck about all the policies versus procedures.
Yeah, you're right, absolutely.
And
You're
maybe
all
is it
right.
more
I
concerning
agree
that there
with
doesn't seem to be a clear procedure?
That right there, right there, that's
Maybe
a
that's the
different
bigger
issue.
problem, is that it isn't clearly connected to a procedure.
Into a procedure, you really need to do both.
Yeah, so how do we take this and make it a more policy?
And then make sure we have a
Like-ish.
legit
Procedure.
black and white procedure that goes along with it and is referenced and cross-referenced. And
Okay, is the splitting the baby down the middle, the removing item C and referring to item A and B, saying, well, if anything is happening within 100 feet, you know it's wrong. We don't have to sit here and say, X person needs to go out there and put a sign out there, because we already know from item A and B that there is a 100 feet limit, and somehow that needs to be identified.
What would be the reason for removing this and taking so much time?
I'm trying to find compromise.
It's
I
a policy.
agree with everyone.
It's more of a policy.
Yeah, but
I'm not
why?
policy, I'm sorry.
Procedure.
It's more of a
What would be the
procedure.
reason for removing it though, just so that the people who make
Because
the
it's more-
procedures don't, feel
See,
like
my
we're making
problem
their
is this,
procedure?
I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off,
okay.
but if this is a law, right? This whole distance marker, 100 feet thing, like this is a whole law, correct? If I'm not mistaken. So, if something is a law, why don't we have a checklist or a sign off that these things are taking place? I don't understand that. And maybe it's just me, maybe it's because I'm too corporate, I don't know. But if this is something that is by the law, why don't we have something documented saying that we're doing this? I don't get that.
Like a procedure.
No. I mean,
No,
it's not
right
like
there.
that.
They get out of here and
The
put
day
this
of.
other thing and say, this is the thing.
The
and
day of.
this is the book of procedures.
Yes,
Yes.
but when I say sign
And
off,
you-
like on election day, part of the checklist says I've done this and I'm gonna initial it and it's already done. That way it's documented, we know it's happening and all the things. Does
See,
that make sense?
you're gonna draft a procedures manual.
Somebody has to have one, trustee Warner.
You're gonna
That's
have-
the problem.
All right, so draft a procedures manual, come back here with a procedures manual.
Do we have one in our library somewhere?
So typically,
Yes.
what you can have, every policy can have a set of regulations that go with it. So in your policy, you can say in the policy that the superintendent or his or her designee will, and then fill in the blank about create regulations for election day. And then you have it. So it doesn't have to be in the policy, it can be in the separate regulation.
Okay.
So we
That
could have
goes with the
regulations and
policy.
procedures.
So
and
anytime
policies.
your policies feel too procedural, it's really because there should be an accompanying regulation. And that's something that Erie One BOCES should be able to
Yes,
provide.
we have
you with.
access to that. We can also ask the district clerk to share her document as the regulation. Once the new board docs get loaded up, would be a good time to post that. It's not, the regulation is not something that the board needs to approve necessarily, and I'll just refer us back to 2 meetings ago when we're about to do the same thing for the diploma and credential options for students with disabilities. Is that a good?
Middle ground? Yes, thank you.
So that means,
You
so.
were listening.
I'm waiting to
Summarize.
Feel my pain.
Wonderful
Okay.
manual.
I hear you.
So
So
can
it
we?
stays until we get the regulation manual.
Stays until we get the regulation, so we're leaving C
But there's a possibility that may actually happen
the
because
next
there's.
meeting. Because if we magically have a regulation ready at the presentation to the public, maybe we can strike item C then. Yeah?
I like it.
Sure, okay.
I'm trying to understand.
We haven't even
what
gotten to the controversial
regulation
part of
is.
this
I know.
policy.
I'm trying to see what the regulation is, what the interest is though in minimizing the detail of our policies. Like what is the end game goal? Because what ends up happening is things are open to interpretation. And everyone does not have, we're diverse, everyone does not have the same interpretation of even individual words sometimes.
You know me, I like words,
So.
but I'm
I
good
just-
if they're built into a
I
regulation.
I just wanna caution us.
Trustee Manz's point, I think
Your
it's the right way to
understanding of
organize
things
it.
might be different than mine, may be different than trustee Warner's. So the
Right.
more you clarify and give examples, the better that the entire diverse district of the community can read things.
So I'm thinking ahead, as the board hopefully remembers, and maybe Ms. Panay can speak to this, we're about to, Board Docs is owned by this other company. They're about to give us a new version of Board Docs.
Yes.
That work is beginning and will hopefully be completed sometime midsummer. And in that new version of Board Docs, I've seen how the policy manual is set up, and it's an easier click to get to the regulations once that is populated. So I'm thinking ahead to what I know is coming that could hopefully satisfy the organization that you seek and the level of detail that you and I like. I'm sorry, everyone, I don't know where everyone else stands, but as far as policies in general in the manual, so hopefully that will be helpful.
I think so. And then also training, educating the person who's coming in. This is what you have to do. Is there a training on elections or a video that
Yeah, we
people watch and stuff?
we have the laws that we kind of go off. There's also like a formal district clerk like duties that exist out there for New York State. And then there are the regular, my own to-do list that I have, from what I was taught when I started here.
Gotcha. Okay, very good. Thank you.
We also do support the districts in terms of all of the election procedure. We go through the notice, the dates, all of that sort of runs through the office. So it's not, there is a plan and support.
Yeah,
Okay,
there are
next.
several checklists.
Good, very good. I'm all about checklists.
Are there any other comments, questions on the board member thing before we get to the ex officio? Seeing none. Okay, so as you see at the end of page 2, that was just the board member portion that will remain in 1210 as edited right now with those cross-references. And then we'll add a cross-reference to policy 1130, which we can stick on now, page 3+, because it does equate to our current policy 1130, but just now on this document. But we'll move it back to 1130 once we agree on the changes. So again, red Erie 1 with a new, as per the new New York State law. Green is what we had and can be changed. Anyone want to start the ball rolling? Do we want? Okay. So it basically begins with kind of a belief statement, all optional, if anyone wants just to get rid of all that.
Right, just get to the point. How
Yeah.
does this happen?
What?
Second.
No, so the first paragraph is like, the board believes, but is that really a policy?
Yes.
Okay.
So the policy, the policies are there to define what the board's belief system is.
Okay.
So if you look at the public comment section, it talks about this particular board believes in community involvement, believes in public comments, believes that we wants to hear from its voting community. Boards don't have to have public speaking, right? So it defines how the board chooses to define the district. That's what it says here. So this is saying the board believes it's important to include student voices in its delivery. It tells whoever's looking at this policy, we want to hear from students, not we just have to have a student because the state told us to. We believe in hearing from our students and hearing their voices and in its deliberations. If somebody is interested in the school district and you're looking at our policies, because people do so much research before moving, they would see that this school district cares about the student voices by this statement. That's what it would say.
Okay, thank you.
I acknowledge you, Trustee Jacobson, but I feel like, no? No response? No. Trustee
I see
Jacobson?
you have edits too.
Or,
I think 1 through 5 is relatively redundant and could be consolidated into like a sentence.
Like a paragraph instead of
is the paragraph above?
bullet points.
No, I think you can state that the student is there to express their voice, take ownership of their education, be a representative of their student body. Like, I don't think it needs to be like
Individual.
yeah, or even as like some of these things are captured within
within the
themselves.
paragraph.
Yeah, like I think it's.
So does anyone want to make concrete suggestions on what to keep, change, get rid of?
I'd have to play around with the
I'm
words.
at number one.
And the way the sentences are constructed is a little wonky, and I just would need to sit with it.
Okay, before we move to anyone else's comment, I'm just gonna look at sentence number one, which plays into the next red section. The board will have at least one ex officio student board member. I believe, so our policy really only calls for one.
It
For
says at
a few
least one.
years, at least one, but further down it says one. So I just wanna identify how many we want, since that's one of the things. I think, we could have two. We could have one and an alternate. We could have two and an alternate. Various models have been suggested.
What's wrong with at least one?
Why do you need
Well,
to change
because
it?
further down it says one, so I'm just trying to
So-
have that conversation
so-
now.
And I think I shared my suggestion with the board. It's one member, so when you put more than one, are you gonna have more than one seat at this table? So one person, similar to the Board of Education, has one president. They have a vice president, and if ever the president, vice president's not available, any board member can step in. To me, it would be the same thing, whether you have 10 ex officios, you have 3, you have 2, there's one person that speaks for the ex officio group, and that's that ex officio member. Now, if you have multiple ex officios, you have an ex officio 1, and you have an alternate, like you said, my particular email had also a junior person in training or something like that, I forgot what I titled it. That would leave 3, but however many people you want to put, I know Dr. Chisholm was in a district where they had like a council of them, but they still had one that represented the group as the ex officio member, so.
So it's more about one at a time, as opposed to one
Kid.
kid.
Or student. This says at least one, I think what this means is that because they're requiring now
Yeah.
for each board, so I think it's saying everyone's gonna at least have one, but we
say
will tell you
we
that.
will have
Greenburgh
one
needs to
seat?
decide what we want.
Yeah.
Can we say we will have one seat for an ex officio student member
We
at
should
every
still-
board meeting?
Sorry to interrupt, but we should still, I'm gonna suggest we still determine how many we want, because that determines what they do as far as
Yeah.
choosing and having
Having
election or
people.
selection, depending on when we get to that section. So I think we need to identify how many. We can then say X amount, but only one at a time, or maximum 2 showing up at a meeting. We can.
Because we did have 2 show up at a meeting, like my first year, I think, there was 2 that came.
There are times they've both been invited as the first initial introduction,
To meet
and then they
people,
would
maybe
alternate.
that's-
But
But it's not
What
by
do we want
invitation.
now in the future?
Once they are an ex officio member, they can participate in any of our regular meetings or work sessions in
unless
public.
we determine that we want representation by one at a time. It's flexible. This is my reading of it.
I don't know that that's contemplated, but when it says at least one, it means that you can have 2, but I don't know
Or
that.
3 or 5.
I don't know that you can then have further rules I don't know that it was contemplated. Can you have a rule that says only one at a time? There can be 10, but only one of you can sit. Doesn't,
I don't
law
think
doesn't say
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Right, that's why this is now Greenburgh policy and what we want to set for how we want to utilize, right?
What structure, I don't know that has to, whatever, but what structure does the board want to have? Does the board want to have one student and one student only? Do you want to have an option for them to have a fellow person stand in if they can't make it? We have 7 only. We don't have an alternate board member that can step in if one of us gets sick, right? So I don't know, do we want to have a second? Do we want to have a junior that's in training, which was a suggestion of the superintendent, to learn the ropes and then, senior year be a board member?
But then if you did that, I mean, that's kind of step 3, but if you did that, then you're almost having default 2-year terms. So
That's why I said
leery
we have
of
to-
having a junior automatically get a slot for senior, so but that's
That's
step
why
3.
we have to have that
Why
conversation.
can't we have a senior and a junior?
Mm-hmm.
We can.
Right, the juniors, I think having only one is a lot for a student,
Mhm.
especially a senior. But if we have a senior and a junior, the junior's in training, for example, and then they can alternate. We can have one seat at the meetings, right? And that way I'm afraid that if we just have one person and one seat, then we run the risk of not having a student frequently because it's too overwhelming or the nights are too long.
So is
just
it better
too
to have
much.
3 or 4?
I know, I think that's too much.
So
But I
the-
think
so
if
they-
we consistently have a senior and a junior, then the following year the junior becomes a senior, we have a new one.
So they
Right,
would
so
like the 2-year term?
But that's what
Right.
she's saying, she doesn't like the 2-year terms. So what I sent in the email, I don't know if anyone had a chance to read it, was that there's a ex officio member that's elected, there's an alternate that's elected, that's both seniors, so that alternate and the ex officio can rotate, but the ex officio, my recommendation, whatever, was that the ex officio can, if they wanna come every meeting every regular meeting, I think we have them, that's fine. It may be a student that's committed to board service, that really likes reading policies, really likes having the voice, and wants to sit at the table every single month. And I would be okay with that if they had the time in their schedule. Next year, it may not be a student that plays sports and that's IB and that maybe can attend, right? Then you have the alternate that works alongside them, that fills in if needed. And the recommendation was that a junior would be learning how to do that. Now, Dr. Chisholm explained in the district that she worked in before, they also get student voice from the entire district. That's ECP all the way down. So that type of work to collect information from the entire district, that's why I suggested a main person or alternate and a junior, because the 3 of them would work together to collect information. It wouldn't be on that one person that all the time.
The good thing is, we don't need an ex officio member as the only way to collect student voice, to hear from students, right? We have the superintendent's
Yes.
advisory council or committee. We have student voice now coming to nearly every meeting. So we have, if the student government chose to come and give a public comment, I mean, the public comment is always open. So luckily, there are multiple ways to hear that student voice. Trustee Jacobson had her hand raised.
I guess I was thinking along your lines as well, and I think the only thing I see as being potentially wonky is it on the main student to corral the other 2? Are they like in charge of that, or do they have authority to go seek out student voices at each school, do the principal? Like I wonder, like, is that,
Good question.
to Trustee Simpliao's concern, too much to ask of one student to then be in charge of a peer and a junior? And I feel like
They
that
would work
seems
together.
like,
They would work together. I mean, we don't work here, so they're a board member, we communicate with them, but they're under the direction of the superintendent. I keep looking at Dr. Chisholm when she arrives. Can talk more about her experience in previous districts. She had a council. She was like, oh, we can have a council. I was like, I think that's a little many
It's a very big
for here.
district.
Yeah, that's a big district.
I
don't know
like
if we
the
need that many,
idea of
but
it not
she
falling
should
on
know
one
how that,
person.
yeah.
I
how
like
that
the idea
works.
of someone being able to like step in or rotate, and I like the idea of having a junior. I am concerned about the 2-year commitment idea, and if it was just one senior and one junior, and a junior after learning is like, nope, no thank you.
Right. but
Then
they
we're
can
like
always-
right back.
I think they can always
Fine.
step out, yeah.
All right, no one's gonna like this idea.
Okay.
Did you?
But let's talk about
No,
it.
no, exactly what she said, right? Or do one member chosen from the senior class and an alternate chosen from the junior class. That can work. Okay.
What were you gonna say?
What's your bad idea?
Similar, but I was gonna say, because we know seniors, 2 seniors, 2 juniors, they each just choose who's gonna go to, they assign them, like, no one's in charge of each other, and they just assign the meetings.
So each
So you
meeting
want
has
four.
a
So that
senior
there
and
would be
junior?
2 people maybe
So-
at the meeting.
Sounds like a procedure.
So, the only thing I have concern about, but I can let that go, I can let it go, but the only thing I do have concern about, I do want to state, I don't want this to be watered down either. We've done it for many years.
And I don't want the
when
juniors getting an
when the
automatic
two
slot.
people- I understand, when the two people were chosen the first or second year, that was a mistake. I believe that was the first year, Chris.
Yeah.
That was a mistake. And there were concerns that the person who didn't get the most votes was gonna have their feelings hurt. There was all this conversation. It was an error. And if someone commits to the role, we only have 10 meetings, scheduled regular meetings, a year. If someone commits to the role, now to tell them they only can go to 5 because you're rotating, I don't know, if you're making a commitment to the 10, I would like that person to know they have 10. Now, if they get sick, if they have an exam, if there's a reason, sure, the alternates should step in. But are you watering down the role if you say, oh, well, we have 2 of you and 2 of you and everybody gets a car, right? So does that water it
I'm gonna
down?
amend
That's my
one,
question.
I'm gonna amend one thing, and there's 20, because they were required, informed, whatever, to attend both the work session and the regular meeting.
Not now, now they comes over to the regular meeting. Right? Don't they only come to the regular meeting?
They attended a few work sessions.
Oh, okay.
this past year.
So I know I've sat next to Eli in the Freeload Center, so I
Yeah,
know
it
he was
says
there.
at all public meetings and hearings of the
So
board.
we can invite them to all, okay.
I just know
I
every-
just don't want it to be watered down.
Yep.
That's all. But I can let it
Trustee
go.
Mans, I
You
feel
guys
like
are
you
quiet.
haven't.
I haven't, I'm just listening. If I want 12, but it's okay.
12? That's
I want 12. I have my thought process.
Too many agendas to print.
One for each grade.
Yes, and for each one. Well, no, then we would need 10. But, no, I like the idea of 2 seniors and a junior. That's how I like it. Because life happens, right? And sometimes students can't show up. But I think with at least 3 in rotation, we'll always have somebody present.
Would
2
you
seniors
automatically
that
slot
are
the junior
equal?
up, or would that junior be, would they, when we get to the selection election method, we can discuss that, but would the junior automatically slot up, or would that, do they just go into the pool of people being elected or selected for senior year?
What would be the problem with the junior
Yeah, just
moving
If
up?
there's 2
Yeah.
seniors, it
If there's
wouldn't
2
be a
seniors, it
problem.
gives a second
You have
person a
one who knows
chance.
what they're doing, and then you slot in a new
Yeah.
junior to
Who
learn
maybe
what they're
didn't
doing
know
next
junior
time.
year, or they weren't sure.
Well,
What's the problem?
You're
with them
concerned that
moving
the junior might be like, oh no.
Well,
I'm
that's
not doing
always
this.
gonna be a possibility.
You're asking,
What did I do?
asking a 16-year-old if they want to commit to something for 2
2
years.
years,
and
yeah.
it doesn't-
They
But it
commit to
doesn't-
IB.
I was gonna say, they commit to IB.
They
But
do
it doesn't-
IB.
Like they direct them.
Well, it
Supposed to encourage
doesn't,
them.
but it doesn't lock them, I mean, I don't know if you guys are saying to lock them in, I'm not saying lock them in, but I'm saying you get a training. So you may say, I don't like this, or you may say, oh, now I'm ready, senior year, and I learned this and that, and I wanna add this and that. Why would we not give them the opportunity to do that? Like, what is your suggestion? If they serve junior year, they just can't do it senior year?
No, I'm saying they'd be in the same pool, if they wanted to do it again, they'd be in that pool of however the students are elected or selected.
So the
But they'd have a year
democracy
of
the democracy process, I
Would
gave
start
my
anew
whole,
for that.
right, I gave my whole junior
It's a
year,
one-year
I
term.
really liked it, and now we're doing the
Popularity
popular
contest.
vote, and now I lose it, and like you two take it away, and I done learned all this my junior year, and now I can't do it? How do you, I mean, well,
If you lose an election.
That's harsh, man.
yeah.
And there
I feel like
A,
how many
for
juniors would be
us-
like, yes, absolutely, I'm gonna commit, and then be like, but you might lose and you might
But
not
you
get
don't
to
get
do
to-
it next
yeah.
time.
I'm just saying, for us, if there was rotation, there'd be additional voices we're hearing, and it also might prompt them to explore other
Bring me back
avenues.
to my 10.
And they could participate
You had
in
me
the
at
advisory
3.
committee or student government or coming for public
Kindergarten.
comments. There's many ways to participate, and hopefully they're learning other ways. I don't have to win this argument, but I don't know what else is talking.
Well, that's why I said, do the 10, because then you'll get different voices. We'll get different perspectives, different voices, right? Like, I'm just
You want
saying.
one grade
get a
each month?
Trustee Alon said, no, thank you. Okay, that's fine.
I think,
I mean,
there's
trying to be
everyone
inclusive
says.
of everyone.
She wants
This
10
is not,
ex officio.
there are many places you can collect
Yes.
student voice. This is not our only avenue.
But when are we gonna
And
hear
I
it,
don't
is the
think
question.
we could
When
limit
they're
it,
here.
or we could not limit it. We're not saying, but some of these classes are 70 students. You're not gonna get 10 to
That's
come
true.
sit in the boardroom. So I think we just need to be realistic, and we'll have at least one. If we wanna limit it, we could say, but not more than. I don't have any.
But we need to, I know it's
opinion on
policy
that,
versus
but-
procedure, we need to make a decision to indicate to the team implementing it, how many students to
That's not
seat.
policy, though.
But it,
It's not, we're here
Well,
to
we
but
need to
talk
give
it's,
them
the board-
direction.
it's given at the direction of the board, so we need a consensus, whether we put it in the policy or put it in the regulation, we need to come to a consensus to give direction on implementation. I'm sorry.
I think saying at least one gives us the flexibility, so I think we're okay.
Okay.
Oh, fine, you're not, okay.
You're not hearing me saying,
Fine.
we need to
I
tell
hear you.
student government,
I don't think
student
that
government
both things have to
liaison,
happen. I am
please arrange
hearing you.
elections or selection for X amount of students. We
Right.
need the X tonight,
Right,
if we
right.
could
Yeah, I
get to
agree.
Not
Trustee
policy,
Jacobson.
though.
Right.
It is not policy, but I think modeling policy to get to procedure, I think, after hearing all of the pieces, I think where I'm landing is 2 seniors, 1 junior. The expectation is, and obviously the student can do whatever the student needs to do, because academics are why they're here. That junior moves up to one of the slots.
They have the
If they
option.
wish.
If they wish, well,
If
we're
they
not gonna like literally force them to
They're
show
coming.
up.
And they meet all the other qualifications.
Right,
They're
they have to be
still
good
Correct,
standing.
correct.
standing, they're.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
it's not a
I
free
agree.
pass without expectation, but if this junior does their job as the junior learner member and wants to progress
Take the
senior
seat.
year, they can take the seat, and then so there's still an election process, there's still the policy part that we'll talk about how to get them in that seat, but I think the expectation would be, like, why would we have a junior learn the ropes and not let them
Right.
capitalize on the knowledge that they
Right.
learned? Like, it just seems to not
agree.
capitalize on that opportunity.
Okay, let's go
Um,
around the table and talk
Wonderful.
about 2 seniors and 1 junior.
Great, trustee Mans.
I'm fine with that, yes. Yay.
She would
What did
add
you say?
10
2
more.
and 2.
2 and 2 you want, okay. Okay, go ahead, trustee.
Ah,
Okay, we'll come back.
No, because
No, 'cause I don't wanna be the last
another
voter.
option.
I'm gonna go 2 and 2 is what
You
I
want
said.
2 and 2, okay.
2 and 2.
Trustee Alon?
We'll come back to policy in a minute.
The problem with 2 and 2 is then they both the two
Yeah, I don't like
rotate
it,
up.
because
and I
what
don't like that.
happens, what happens
Doesn't give
when
this extra
someone who is a junior watches this all and says, well, I'm kind of
I wanna try
interested
it.
in that.
Right.
Well,
Well,
now
2 and
there's,
2 with no automatic
Yeah,
slotting.
yeah,
I
You
want
don't
the
want to, that's the
revote.
difference,
I-
you don't want to do the automatic slotting.
I'm not voting on it.
So you want 2 and 2 or 2 and
I
1
don't.
or 1?
Abstaining.
She wants
that.
0,
She's
you
not
want 0
voting.
ex
Not
officio,
voting.
your record for 0 ex officio.
0 ex officio?
No!
That's what you just
At
said.
least
They're very
one.
good at putting words in other.
She just said 0. What did you want?
She's not voting.
I'm not voting.
Well, what do you want for the
That-
structure?
At least one.
Yeah, we
At
have
least one.
We have to, so here's the, okay.
I am hearing,
Uh-huh.
I have responded.
Right, but here's the problem, and here's why I'm telling you this. And I've already given direction to the student advisor to start the process, meaning to tell the kids, we're gonna be electing. We need to know, they need to know, are they electing 2 seniors, are they electing 1 senior? And then the advisor needs to know, do I also put this out to the rising juniors, that they need to select 1 junior?
Okay.
If we don't tell them that,
Why is administration not organizing?
Well,
this
she's
and
right
figuring
here.
that
What do
out?
you think, Dr. Chisholm?
Because
Thank you.
she's
So
So
your vote is not at least
It's a
one. Your
board
vote is,
policy.
I would like
The
the
board.
administration to make the decision. Is your vote, okay. What?
I'm just answering that it's the board portion of the policy manual, which is why.
Well, the board, but the policy
Finish.
says at least
Trustee
one.
Jacobson?
She already voted. She said
What
2
about
and 1.
me?
What do you?
I was
We're
for 2 and 1.
So here's where your board stands,
Okay.
Dr. Chisholm. 3 board members like the idea of 2 seniors with 1 junior, that junior moving up to be one of those seniors. And then 3 people like 2 seniors and 2 juniors with no ability for these juniors to
President Mayor-
automatically move up.
President
They
Mayor,
have
you
to-
didn't indicate your
What?
vote.
I already put it under, oh, I'm
To the
sorry.
public, to us, to the board
Public?
members.
Board members, I like 2 and 1. But 2 juniors and 2 seniors with no automatic move up. They have to revote, well, the whole senior class has to revote again for the 2 seniors. Not that that training person automatically gets in. So that's where we stand, and one person would just like to hear from administration.
Okay.
So,
Sorry.
no, that's okay. So I know I've shared before that there should at least be a junior on as an ex officio. I think it gives some weight and it gives some experience to the junior, getting that leadership opportunity, for more than 1 year. I think, to me, when you do the training, when you're investing in young people, maybe I'm gonna throw a monkey wrench in this for the board to consider, but I believe that when you're training 2 people as juniors, to automatically have them redo it as a senior, they might lose momentum, as opposed to saying this could be a 2-year opportunity to build your academic resume. And if they can't do it for 2 years, then they should say why they can't, and then they hold another election. But if we're gonna invest in an ex officio as a junior, my thought is, the whole point of them is to become the ex officio member of the board. And hopefully they would wanna do it for 2 years, as opposed to saying, well, this is only a 1-year commitment. Why would I wanna come back? Or maybe it's such a great opportunity, but there's training, there's a whole lot of things that are involved in that. And I think if it's an investment, then let's invest in the young people and let them do it for the 2 years.
So the monkey wrench, though, is if you have 2 juniors that do it for 2 years, that's great. But what if you have a senior that has watched this, happen as a junior, and now they are interested in becoming involved? So that's why the 2 seniors, 1 junior was recommended, because that 1 junior gets the investment of the 2-year commitment, and they become the ex officio, but the rest of the senior class has an option to be an alternate and jump into the game, albeit late, but maybe they matured to the fact that they were interested in their senior year to come on to the team. So that's where that second senior would be. So that 1 would roll up to 1 position, and the
Then
second
you're saying to
position.
vote again, as opposed to just voting for 2 seniors, for 2 juniors to then go into the junior slot and just keep moving them up.
Right, so
you're
the
voting
one-
2 different elections instead of 1 every year.
Yes. You would vote for, yes. So year 1, this junior would be elected and 2 seniors would be elected. Year 2, 1 senior would be elected, the junior would move up, and 1 junior would be elected to be in the new junior position. Does that make sense?
It makes sense. If you're asking my
Right.
opinion,
Just
because I
think,
know
yeah.
it's the ex officio who's a member of the board, you know, we're all members of the board, so to speak. I would be inclined to see 2 seniors and 2 juniors. When those 2 seniors phase out, then your 2 juniors move up. You're holding 1 election instead of having the building holding 2 elections, and you're looking for your next junior membership to go into the junior position.
Okay.
So no option for a senior to join late.
I think with this being a phased-in year, then you would probably, because you're looking for a senior for this year.
This year would be 2 new seniors.
Correct, so this would be your senior options this year, but next year. So that's why, if you did that, then I would say 2 juniors. So you already have your 2 already lined up for the subsequent year.
So your vote would be 2 juniors and 2 seniors.
With auto slot instead of 4 revotes.
With auto
Yeah,
slots.
instead of 4 revotes, just.
Which is different though than what you said, which was, you wanted it with no auto slot.
Let's take the 2
Auto
years to
slot.
build their capacity.
Trustee Samplayo?
The 2 and 2.
I know, but with revoting or auto sliding to, automatically
Oh,
moving up to, from junior to senior with no revote for seniors?
The teacher.
Unless the rising senior says they can't do it. Right.
In which case
Yeah,
it'll be a
if you have an
special.
election.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, I would say automatic.
Okay, that's 3 for that. Trustee Long, are you gonna?
She refused to vote.
More than one,
My
okay.
vote is
At
that
least
the
one.
administration will figure out a plan that makes the most sense, and I will vote for that.
So 2 seniors, year 1, 2 seniors and 2 juniors is a vote. Year 2 would be only 2 juniors.
If I may. Trustee Mayor, President Maris.
Yeah.
Moving down to the second paragraph of red section, ex officio student board members will be in charge to sit with the board. So this is all per the law. So we're not going to edit that red section there. Then we go down to the little green D and E, which is not in the current Erie 1 version, but I'm recommending we keep unless someone wants to strike it. Because I feel like it's in the law, it's just Erie 1 didn't think it was.
I think we gotta put it, because if you don't put it, somebody might be like, oh, well, the board member said.
Is it in the law written this way, or?
I didn't look at the law
No.
itself.
I'm thinking
It
of.
was in the previous law.
Just thinking of just the way it's worded, by ending the sentence, however, ex officio student board members will, and then starting every bullet with not. I was thinking, how about we put the not on the top?
Well, not.
Cannot.
Yeah.
Cannot
Well,
vote.
because
Cannot.
when you only look at the bullet points, you're gonna think you can be allowed to vote, et cetera, et cetera. That's, I understand grammatically, but if I'm a,
I agree with Julie, it seems very like.
I agree with you grammatically. I'm also looking at people who read bullet points only instead of
Yeah,
the sentences
it's
that come
user
along.
We don't want
friendly.
them to be ex
You
officio
have to
members
be
because they're not reading the
user-friendly.
full
We
sentence.
have to think beyond ourselves, user-friendly. Keep it simple. I'm not allowed to vote. Okay, got it. As opposed to reading quickly, well, what, it says we're allowed to vote.
Then if we continue and add.
And they're not on
the-
that.
The D, E, and F, we
Yep.
gotta keep the same format.
If we use cannot instead of not be allowed to vote, just cannot vote.
Cannot vote.
It's will.
It's will.
It's continuing the sentence from above.
Okay, ex officio student board members
Will not be allowed to vote,
cannot
not be allowed to
vote.
this.
Take out will.
Take out
Cannot
Because
vote.
then you go down to D, will neither have the authority to call, will be considered a member of the
Do not have
board.
the authority to call a special meeting.
Oh, those are not missing there. Well,
There's a lot of extra words here that are unnecessary.
There's a not missing before E if we keep the
And
same
it's not
format.
really beautiful.
Will not be allowed to see.
And this has to come out about the
Or will
1
or
year.
not be allowed.
So, ex officio student board members will serve on the board for 2 terms a year, 2 terms, that's it.
Or is it a 1-2-year term?
Can I just go back to this 2-year term thing? So here's the issue. What if, well, that's why I like the 1 and then you had an option, because what if there's a concern about whether it be the behavior or the performance or the attendance? It then becomes something that has to be addressed as opposed to 2 of the 3 board members being there for only 1 year. The 1 year senior and the new junior, then it can be addressed kind of easier and just not moved on next year, as opposed to it's locked in and everyone knows it's locked in, but we had to remove Chris because something must have happened. I just wonder, if we have a 2-year term, we have to put in a removal
We need to-
process if there's an issue.
I'm sorry, I need to check the actual
If
law
all
because,
4.
yeah, pardon me for interrupting. I have to check the actual law. Because it may be that the law says a 1-year term, since it's a red from Erie 1, so we need to check that. Secondly, because you were in a district before, that was before the state law was put in place, and that's when we had our own policy setting out how it could be done. That was from a policy setting out how it can be done. So this is something, because it's in red, we need to verify if it's limited to 1 year and 2-year term.
Okay, can we?
And I think
okay.
you'll still have the problem even if it was one year or 2 year. You could still have the problem, so.
Of removal.
Yeah. Of the issues with students.
Or addressing. Okay, what's the next issue, Trustee Valen? Okay, great.
How to select them.
Okay.
Election versus selection.
I think it's an election, I don't know.
Any trustees, I know we are beating this to death, but this is what we debated most last week. Yeah. Election or selection? Election would be the student body or a body within the student body, such as the student government. Representatives would choose members, would elect members to be ex officio students, student members of the board, or a selection process whereby either the superintendent or the board or the principal or some other, or the student government would select a student based on X criteria. Election or selection?
I like election.
Am I doing this or you?
You can do it.
Trustee Mans?
Oh, you're just coming in, I'm sorry. Well, if done correctly, because I envision an election with a debate, so all the students can hear who will be the best candidate, then I'm okay with an election. Because that's technically how that should go. Because I know you were concerned about popularity, right?
There's a concern about popularity, yes.
Yes, so that's how I feel, and I hope people who are voting take it serious, but again, it's about educating the students on how serious this is. It's not a popularity contest. I think if we can hone that, not we, but if that could be explained and drilled, then I think we'll be okay. So we may not have to worry about the popular vote, if that makes sense. No, it does not?
No,
Or like
it does,
maybe-
it does.
It does.
Because
It
I'm
makes
trying not to
sense.
editorial.
I mean, it makes sense, just knowing I mean, it's hard for me because I have students in the high school since 2018. So having students here and listening to them and seeing the socialization, I know it comes down to I mean.
Well, that's real life anyway, if you think about any type of election you're doing, you know?
Yeah, but this, I thought we wanted, like, I legitimately have to say for certain things, like student voice, I don't want to see the same kids all the time. So I have to continue to say that sometimes, unfortunately. What has happened, and I don't know if you want to clarify, Trustee Valen, like, sometimes our kids get selected for stuff, and I have to say, I don't want to see board member kids all the time. Like, we want to see other children. And I don't know if it gets popularity for staff or if it's get popularity for students, but sometimes when things are done quickly and under pressure, you just choose certain kids that you know are going to speak well, or you choose certain kids that you know will be available, or and you know, having.
So I'm going to mark you down for selection.
Sorry.
Trustee Jacobson?
Can we get feedback
wasn't
from our
done.
I know,
current
I'm
ex
gonna come back.
officio members and see what they think? The ones who have actually gone through the process and the training and sat in the meetings and done the stuff? And see, you get the student voice about like, why are, I can speak for myself, I was never an ex officio member. I don't know what it entails, I don't know what it is like, or what it's like at Woodlands. And I would love to hear from them, knowing the dynamic of their own district and the way the juniors matriculate into seniors, what would they see as a legitimate and helpful way to do this?
So maybe we can accomplish that by, when we present it to the public, next meeting, we can ask for their input publicly and or via email to be shared publicly. Trustee Mans?
You want to finish?
I did, because we have qualifications who would run or really represent the ex officio population, right? And just because someone's popular, they may actually have some things to contribute.
Oh, yeah,
from a student. Yeah, so I don't think that's terrible, right? They're popular for a reason because they speak up and they advocate, right? Potentially. I don't know, I'm just saying. I'm thinking about the ones I went to school with that were popular, that would have been ex officio, and they probably would have did a great job. I wasn't one of them, I was actually quiet, can you believe that? but I'm just saying.
Yes,
Yes.
at the last meeting, I gave a quick editorial on how at the time, I like the election as well. I deal, like you're saying, the process, which it doesn't go in here necessarily, but at the time when we started this, we advocated, please have the candidates make videos, play them in the comments so the student body could see what people are standing for and what, become informed before voting. And like you've mentioned at the last meeting, as far as helping them understand the election process over, I prefer that. If hopefully we can encourage it to be done with the vision and infidelity to like voting and candidacy that we're talking about. I don't know what Trustee Long, Trustee Zampalayo have as far as election versus selection, so that we could all have more food for thought.
The same can be said for either side. What you're saying about election can also be done for selection. If there's a procedure of like, I don't know, application and the superintendent and the picks, then that's the same thing. So I go for selection.
I'm going to dispute the question. I don't.
She's not. I only have 5
I'm going to
marked
dispute
down.
the question because I don't believe we should be asking ourselves election or selection. Again, I'm going to bring it back to policy. I think the policy here and in the very thing that you talked about in making sure that we're open and considerate of the possibilities. What if no one's interested in running for an election and we put in our policy that it's election? Right here we have maybe any of the following: an elected or selected, elected, selected, elected, you know what, maybe any of the following, and let it happen. If we say elected, they can't be selected, because now we've said our policy is you have to be elected.
May I address that? So in our other version, in our prior version of the policy, we listed 2 methods: election, and if that doesn't work out, blah, 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 to have it as close to as possible representing the voices of the students and their choices. Because what happens is, to the point of selection and to President Mayor's concern about it's always the same kids selected, because sometimes the popular kid isn't the kid who's going to get selected, right?
So put a priority on the
And what's
options that
happened in the
meet
past
options
is the ball didn't get rolling for whatever reason in a timely manner, so it defaulted to a selection process in some years.
It's only been a couple of years, so
I know.
it always takes time.
Yeah, that's something.
Well, it's been a good 4 years. You got it. Yeah. Is you it? Yeah.
22.
Yeah. Yes.
I think, like, in my fantasy world, it would look the way, like, Bailey does their 5th grade, no homework or recess. Kids get up, they present, they debate, they try to sway each other, but not as a video, not as a passive thing, like an actual live debate. Like, that is, if we're trying to train kids to be competent community members and part of the democratic process when they leave here, like, why not have that be an assembly?
Bailey's a popularity too.
Well,
It
no,
is.
because there's
Yes.
a lot of people that are all chiming in,
It's
so
a
it's not like a
popularity.
one kid versus a one kid.
No,
But it's the act of being together and hearing all the same information in real time. And that's why it would be my fantasy, because we can't really force there to be assemblies. But I do think there is value in the public speaking aspect of it, in the getting up and feeling strongly, because you would have to be a sophomore then, based on what Dr. Chisholm is recommending. Sophomores would need to do that to prepare to become the junior members. So that is starting that process very early in their high school career, and that might inspire some to push a little differently.
I guess I want, and I will let it go, but I just want to say, I want in all of our policies, ex officio, all of the policies, to always keep in mind our inclusion. I don't want there to be, and I am concerned, and we will talk with administration, but about the selection. You know, we're constantly looking at out versus everybody and how to include, IB versus how to keep it inclusion so that enough kids have options. That's all. So I just So that's why I'm bringing up the popularity thing. I just want even the quiet kid who would never join an election to be comfortable.
Well, those are the conversations, I think, when this is presented, that need to be had.
Yeah.
Get all the students together, hey, class of whatever, we've got the ex officio elections coming up. Let's talk about how great this opportunity is. For someone that's shy, it will help with your public speaking skills, blah, blah. It just has to be rolled out correctly, I think, and communicated in a manner where kids are like, oh, you know what? That sounds real cool. And I'm gonna be on YouTube every other month? Oh, this is great. You know, like, you have to sell it. If it's not being sold, no one's gonna wanna sign up. So it's just gotta be presented in the right way, I think, to grab that interest from the students. That's it. That's how I feel. I'll be quiet. But I'm telling you, if you could do that, you're fine.
On page 4, if we're leaving all the red section as the possible option, my suggestion, the reason for this discussion is that is to suggest like the board's preferred method, number 1, number 2, rank them or something, I don't know. I don't know if that's gonna help
I
trustee
would agree
Alon's,
with that we give a priority to one, but we don't restrict ourselves by saying this is the only way that this can happen.
Agreed. That's why, I mean, I was referencing that before we had 2 methods listed. So if we can at least agree to state our preference, but it's not limiting it, these other methods are available.
If that's the case, my preference would be election. My priority would be election, but I wouldn't want to restrict the policy to no other option.
Cool.
Okay.
Okay, so, yes, trustee, Dr. Chisholm.
No, I was
So
gonna
I will
say,
reverse B and A. Oh, sorry, trustee. Yep. Dr. Chisholm, sorry.
that's okay. I was gonna say too, because this, to me, this is a shared responsibility, not just on the superintendent, because it's the board's ex officio members. So if there's like a flyer that can be shared with some of those highlights that can then be distributed to the schools, that would be great too, or we could create one together.
We
I
have
just wanna, you said you have one?
We have one.
Okay, because I wasn't sure if I was hearing that it's only gonna be the principal or the superintendent, so I just wanna make sure that that's.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was gonna
and
ask
to that
her.
point, in previous years, we had a flyer that we shared out with the liaison. We asked if we could come speak at student government meetings or other times, and let's just say it never quite worked out, but that's the intention.
Well, I'll volunteer.
Is to
I have
do
no-
all
I
of
can
that.
connect.
So
I'm really good at
procedurally. With the
Procedurally,
team,
I nominate
we can
trustee
move all that
Vance
forward.
to,
I have no problem.
Start a
Well, 50 of
DCP
them
and
trying
work
to
your
sign
way
up.
up.
I'm telling
And
you.
you'll have
And
12.
then I have another question, even though it's election prior to selection, and then however else we want to kind of denote it, is there any point where the person will have to present to the superintendent and to the board? Because I still think there might be questions that board members might want to ask of those who might be elected, or, I don't know, kind of like how we do our final round interviews.
But what
Saying
happens
choosing
if the
before
board
they're
doesn't?
No, not before, but still like meeting the person, asking questions, getting a feel.
So
I don't
when
know
we meet
what the
final
process is.
candidates, we could say no, like, and there have been times the board has met a final candidate and said no. Said absolutely not, don't put this in front of us, we're not gonna approve it. Are we gonna do that with the students?
No, I'm not saying, but, okay, so we just elect and then we tell you who it all is and you don't have a chance to talk to the students or anything. I'm just asking.
Normally, we
So what
don't.
I'm hearing is you would
But
say,
that doesn't
basically,
mean-
we serve as like a nominating committee, and then those students are then just put up for election, is that what?
No,
you're
I'm
saying
saying after the
reverse. She's saying
fact.
reverse.
Oh, okay, yeah,
No.
no, because then that would put us in a
Just like
position of
an
having to say
interview
yes or
process,
no.
Right.
when
I
they
feel.
go in and present, and if there's multiple, is that what you're?
That would be before, she's saying after.
No, I'm saying after, so whoever
After they've
the
been
elected,
elected?
after they've been elected, these are the folks that will represent the juniors or the seniors.
We meet.
And there should be a meet the board, like
So
something
we
like
do,
that.
they're
Oh,
invited to
okay,
that, but
that's
it's,
what I was
I
asking.
thought you meant like as part of the process of giving them the final stamp of, yes, you will serve as ex officio.
Oh, okay, no.
No, once
they're
once
already
they're
been
elected, they're
right.
invited to the reorg or whenever they can first make
Okay.
the meeting, blah, blah, blah. And they, we usually give them a couple questions to answer,
Okay.
kind of like prep your bio ahead of time and get them used to talking in public if they haven't had a chance before. I feel like it's 9:05.
Yeah, it's too much.
I will work on the edits, share them out, we'll liaise, and then hopefully this can be presented to the public in 2 weeks. Holy moly.
Can I answer the
President Ayers, I'm
question?
turning the meeting back over to you.
So they have, has to leave, so I don't know. My understanding was that the board had questions for BBS.
So questions are different than talking specifically about a change order. So what exactly is BBS here for? And I'm sorry, because I thought you would.
Yeah, it was if there were questions around the Road and Main project.
The $5,500, do we want to, is it a good idea
I think
to
we had
spend
said
the
no.
money to fill up the holes and then go dig them up again?
I think the board was
we talked
clear
about that.
on that, but, so do you want to join the meeting?
If you're clear, I'm not gonna, I had the presentation of where we are in position.
I think
our
the board
position
wants to
on-
know that, so please come and join the meeting. You've been sitting here, we would like to hear from you. You have a presentation for us.
I have a statement. and I think
Okay,
it covers
do you want to
the issue.
introduce yourself, because you're also
Sure.
on camera?
Sure. I'm Stuart Gordon from BBS Architects. I'm the construction administrator at Greenburgh. Thank you for allowing me to present to your BOE meeting tonight, and I hope I'll be able to provide the information to help you in making a decision that will allow two important projects to move forward without any long-term ramifications. First project is the fire hydrant. The contractor has worked well throughout the project and unfortunately has reached a point in the work where they were forced to stop through no fault of their own. At both ends of the project, the town of Greenburgh's water department provided inaccurate information on where connections could be made to activate the hydrant lines. On Pat Capone, the actual location of the water line is not where the department said it would be. It was initially told to us that it was going to be on district property in the roadway. When we found that the pipe wasn't there, the water department now claims that the water main is on Stone Oak's property and a license agreement is being worked out, and we're waiting for that to happen. There's been a cost for a test pit, but we still have to wait for what the Stone Oaks is setting limits on. On Pinewood, the water pipe to be connected to changed from a 12-inch pipe to a 20-inch water main transmission, which would have required not only the whole village of Hartsdale and Greenburgh to be shut down, but it was just a major thing. It could have actually gone further than that. A wet tap was required, the wet tap was done, and we're waiting now for the Board of Health. The other issue which came up and we talked to the contractor about is the site drainage issues forcing water to flow down to the construction area has resulted in a change of work to this area because of the Board of Health requirements. The Board of Health now seems to require that the backflow preventers are installed in a hot box which is above grade and maintains temperature by electricity. We're still waiting for the Board of Health decisions. We've been in contact with them. It's been probably over a year that they've just been slowly processing stuff. Quite honestly, and this isn't something about you, but I felt it also when the students were talking earlier, is I do not understand why the local authorities seem to disrespect the Greenburgh School District as they have. The water department has no sense of urgency and no concern for the district's money wasted because of their information. The Board of Health processed the district's paperwork extremely slowly, not doing anything until after their move, and then taking over 6 months to provide an initial response. And the town of Greenburgh was unwilling to provide traffic protection for your students for a couple of hours without making the district pay overtime for off-duty police officers. Stone Oaks is also unwilling to seem to make it easy for the district to do its work on the driveway despite all the benefits that they get from being adjacent to the school property. We're at a crossroads in the project while we wait for the Board of Health and Stone Oaks. Savin, the construction manager, and I met with the contractor regarding existing conditions and what the next steps should be. The contractor was agreeable to backfilling the existing trenches at Pinewood, but noted that re-excavating to comply with Board of Health directives at a later date would incur additional costs for the district. Filling in the 2 concrete vaults would be outside of their original scope of work. The approved allowance authorization, which was prepared by my office, sent to Savin and the contractor, and then presented for final approval by the district, addresses that cost but now needs your approval. While on site, the contractor also agreed to revisit areas needing some attention for the edge of road restoration. At this point, I think it would be inappropriate to punish the contractor for misinformation provided by Greenburgh Water Department or the slow actions of the Board of Health. To that end, the reduction in the contractor's retainage was discussed by Savin and BBS also received confirmation from the contractor's bonding company allowing a reduction in retainage to 2.5%. Keep in mind that the contractor's schedule of values also includes a 3% for punch list work and 2% for closeout documentation, which won't happen until the end of the project. Savin and BBS agreed to allow the retainage to be reduced. If the Board of Health Education is against this recommendation, you must be also aware that while Article 8 of the contract and general conditions allows for an extension of the work period, it does not exclude the contractor from filing a claim. With no work happening for 30 days, not due to the contractor also has the ability to terminate the contract, which brings up other additional costs and puts the board at liability. Savin and BBS are working with a very reasonable contractor, avoiding claims and other legal liabilities. The Board of Education needs to understand that both Savin and BBS are working for the benefit of the district and offer good construction advice. Regarding the science labs, there's only a short window of construction work allowed between the last day of school in June and the first day of school in September. As I've been told many times, there is no plan B which could move students from one classroom to another if the science labs project does not get completed as anticipated. From what I have been told, this is the first time that extensive work is being undertaken in this part of the building. Original building plans don't seem to exist, and issues are anticipated to arise at each step of the construction process. I anticipate that the contractors will uncover concealed conditions that need to be addressed throughout this project. In the approximate 5 years that I've been involved with the Greenburgh School District, this is the first time that we do not have the luxury of waiting for the Board of Education to make a decision on additional work and additional costs. Even taking a week to wait for a decision on a change order of allowance authorization would kick back completion dates in excess of time waiting for approval. To allow this science labs project its best chance to be completed on time, the Board of Education must grant either or both Dr. Chisholm and Shonda Merrill the authorization to approve and sign change orders, allowance authorizations, and in a prompt and expedited time period. I would hope that you can trust them to make the correct decisions, because that could be the difference between finishing on time or not. And on a separate note, I want to thank the Board of Education for following Savin and BBS's recommendation to allow Milcon to take over the contract work for the roof replacement at Jackson. And that I would also suggest any authorization that you give to Dr. Chisholm and Cheryl on the science labs is extended to the roofing project and all of the projects being undertaken by the district. And that's where I'm at. So I'm not going to sit around for your vote, but I think, you know, that's where we're at, and that's where the position you guys are in, whether you realize it or not.
Thank you. For clarity, the Board of Education does call special meetings, including during the summer when decisions need to be made. You never have to wait for decision for the Board of Education. 4 or more board members get together. This board has done that, and we sign a waiver form that we get from our clerk to meet. So I just want to be clear, because there has been some saying and rumors that we delay projects, and we don't.
The only thing I would give you as an example was the additional work necessary to turn the tennis courts around, which came up as we were starting
And
the
that's
work.
because
and
measurement
that
was
took-
not done properly.
No, it was not done. It was done properly. It was done 4 or 5 years ago. It was placed the way the drawings called for it, and what was wanted was additional space by the principal between the softball field and the tennis courts, and that was adjusted and had to be cut into the field.
No,
My guess is that
the
the field.
rendering was done from Google Earth, and they actually hadn't come out on site to measure.
Okay. I can tell you that I know the people who came out to measure, and it was not done from Google Earth. My office does not work that way.
And you're saying that there was a delay from the Board of Education. The Board
It
of
took-
Education is responsible
Without
for
causing
our
an argument
taxpayers'
with you,
dollars,
it took
and
3
so we
weeks from
had
the
to-
time we presented the change order
Uh-huh.
to get it approved. And
the
no
Board
work
of-
could be done while
The
that
Board
was
of
delayed.
Education needs information before approving additional monies
Mhm.
for folks that did not come on site, which is what the information that I got at that time. That people did not come on site, that they used a Google Earth measurement. And so if that is the case, yes, you're going to get a delay, because I understand you have a time crunch. But this is something that we take seriously. So we are going to make sure we get the proper information before making a decision. But to clarify, we can call a meeting tomorrow, last minute, as long as we have 4 more people to meet. But when we call that meeting, we're going to expect that our administrator or superintendent provide us with enough information to make a decision. So I just want to clarify. Did you have a question?
I do
Trustee
have a
Wong?
question. Could you please explain reduction in retainage?
Yes. As a project gets closer to completion, it's built into the contract to reduce retainage. What we're looking here is to avoid a claim by the contractor for preventing him from finishing the project. The project was supposed to be finished in December of 2025. Because we don't have information from the water department, we don't have a licensing agreement with Stone Oaks, and we're still waiting for information from the Board of Health. He's got some options there, including just saying, you know what, I'm done with this contract. And just imagine the board now having to go out and bid this work, what's remaining, as a new project.
So what is specifically reduction?
Reduction in retainage is taking it from 5% to 2.5%. He
To
has
be what?
all of money that's being held back on work that was completed. So when he does work, he gets paid 95%. Any contractor doing work here gets paid 95% of the value of what they do. And in the case of punch list and closeout documents, that's another 5% that you're holding. We're suggesting reducing it to 2.5%. His position is, I'll take that and not cause waves. I'll see what happens when the Department of Health comes back with answers and work out the issues then. But at the present time, he's stuck in no man's land. So we're trying to help him, you know,
Yes.
have a positive attitude about the project.
Can I keep going?
Yes, please.
So I would just reemphasize that we're stuck as
I
a
understand.
whole. And for what is he offering for a reduction in retainage, which is outside of contract? What is he offering? What is he saying? Is he gonna put something in writing that he's gonna stick around? What is he offering?
Well, he is sticking around because he still has a contract and a bond issue on it.
Sure, but you just said he could walk away from it.
He
So-
could
so-
file a cause termination for cause.
So if.
Your
if-
contract allows him to go out, and if there's no work because of not his fault,
It's not ours either, so.
it's true. I'm not saying,
Okay.
you know,
So-
except that the information given to us by the departments that have the information is incorrect. We've attempted to go around that situation. You know, we did test pits on Pat Capone and found the 6-inch water line feeding one hydrant instead of the 12-inch line that they talked about. So he's been working with us to get it done, and you know, there are a lot of contractors that will just say, you know what, guys, it's your problem, and deal with it.
I do appreciate it, because like I said, we are in this situation together and equally frustrated with the whole.
As are we,
how-
believe me.
However, what you're asking for is for the board to approve releasing more monies that technically don't meet the contract right now because it's not completed. So my question is, what is he offering for that?
He's also willing to go back and fill in the areas that are filled in with water now, which wouldn't have to be done because it's not his next step in the process. He's also looked to go back and touch up areas where he's restored road edges and stuff like that and take care of that. He also went back after the winter and milled areas where there was potholes in his work and created larger patches, not just grabbing some asphalt and putting it into holes. He milled it, he did it the correct way, and he's maintained it that way. You know, you're asking for him to put something in writing. I think that his actions prove what kind of a contractor he is. He's not walking away from the contract, and that's what I'm trying to prevent. If at a certain point he's looking at, you know, $250,000 sitting there doing nothing for him, and he could have been finished in the project, or he should have been finished 6 months ago, he needs that money to keep going on business. It's not just sitting there. We're not paying him interest, nobody's giving him a benefit out of that money. He's looking, okay, so I release some of my money, or I get some of my money back, and I can continue to work with the board without being, you know, taking all of my money or taking real advantage of me. And it's a process that's done typically. Reduction in retainage is part of the general conditions and is part of the contract as well.
So the board's discussion on this would need to be an executive session?
Yes.
No,
That's what I'm asking. Do you have any more
I just
questions?
wanted to make my
Yeah,
present.
I just wanted to
else-
make everyone, we're veering into.
Right, does anyone else have any other questions that are public questions?
So, how long is the period of time from the last contact we had with the Department of Health to the present?
We had a Department of Health when they gave us back, we answered their questions. We gave them the answers, what we thought they were asking for. They came back with another set of questions, we answered those, and I would guess at this point in time, we're probably looking at a little bit over a month, maybe 2 months or whatever. Because we got the first initial response from the Board of Health in April.
Okay, so you're guessing that in 2 months, they'll probably get back to us. Okay, so do we want to quantify the period of time during which the contractor commits to not walk away?
No, we
That-
can't do
I don't know
that,
that
that's
that's a
contract
conversation
You
for
can't do that.
public right
Yeah.
now.
Okay.
It's not, it's not.
Okay.
So we're not gonna do that now. Is there any other public question? Yes, Trustee Jacobson.
And maybe this is just my misunderstanding, but from what I understand, is it not possible to use like metal plates to cover holes versus filling them in and then having to redig them out?
Who's gonna pay for the metal plates?
But I'm saying
he has metal
physically, is
plates,
that a
and he used the metal
possibility?
plates. It becomes less of a possibility because of the size of the space, and plus of you're talking about not a trench that has a solid side to it. You've got earth banks that are on either side, so you could wind up losing those steel plates very quickly as opposed to actually closing off the area. And either way, you've got an expense. So the expense of making it safe now could be done out of contract money. The question boils down to your exposure in the future is what the Board of Health says now has to be done. So you wouldn't have to necessarily open up all of those areas again, but you would have certain costs that relate to what the Board of Health says must be done.
Any other questions? Trustee Siflino? No, ma'am? No?
Okay.
Okay.
I don't think so.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Good
you.
luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, next item on our agenda, ex officio student report. I don't know, do you have this did you give this statement to somebody?
No, I can
Oh.
send it to you. I only have one copy with
Okay.
me, so, but I apologize. I will get it to you.
Thank you. Ex officio student reports tabled, I'm tabling my report. Superintendent of schools report.
We will table my report
It's
for
now
tonight.
9:30. Committee reports. Do we have any committee reports that want to go?
Sure.
First is audit committee. I will briefly state that the audit committee met yesterday to review the draft internal audit report and draft corrective action plan, and to have the initial meeting with the independent or external auditor. For the sake of time, since that was only a draft, I'm not going to go into the details right now.
Okay, is there anything, next meeting? Do you have any?
Next meeting is pending.
CEC committee, do you have a report?
Yes.
Do you want to read a report now, or you want to wait till?
The Community Engagement Committee met at the Theater Young Community Center on 5/21 at 7 p.m. We discussed, 1, the budget with a 3.03% property tax levy increased and passed with 807 voting yes and 562 voted no, and there are a bunch of more stats. I'll send you this in writing. And I'll skip to the recommendations. This is what we talked about needing to happen. We have a ton of bullet points, but here are just the high levels. We need to not get smug because the budget passed. This will only create more ill feeling. We need more two-way communication with the community year-round, not just at budget time. We should have easily accessible performance data on our students and the website. We had budget events where nobody came. Check follow-through on our communication. We need to educate our parents about the big picture. We should try to provide some information at back-to-school nights or PTA meetings. We need to find out whether the town will continue to increase taxes at an accelerated rate next year, and find out about plans for the courthouse expansion. The Nettie Jackson Extra Mile Award, we got the judges panel down, we got nominations in. We reviewed some recent events, and the last CEC meeting is Monday, June 15th at 7 p.m. at the Woodlands at Eller Field, which is a football and soccer field. We've refurbished the artificial turf and expanded the track to 8 lanes and rubberized the surface. We're having a dedication ceremony with a memorial plaque to Deacon Eller. State Senator Andrea Stewart Cousins contributed $500,000 to the project. She'll be attending along with relatives and friends of the late Edward Eller, who built the original track. All are welcome.
Thank you, Trustee Warner. Trustee Ballard, did you want to say something?
I'd just like to clarify, is the track open at this time, Trustee Warner?
The track is not open this time.
Thank you.
Still got to paint the lines.
Thank you.
Okay.
I have a question.
Yes.
And if it rains, do you guys have a backup plan for that?
No.
Why are you looking at me?
In case you have a plan, I don't have.
Just in
Or,
case.
or she has a plan.
He's looking in this direction.
Well, rain day, we'll plan to move it inside. We're gonna keep the date.
Okay.
It will cause too much of a financial hardship and a burden to those
People
family
are
members that
flying
are having
in.
to travel.
Oh, of course. I just, again, if it's
People are
something
flying in.
outside, I just
Yeah.
want to make sure we have a backup plan in the event it does rain. So it sounds like you guys did talk about that. So that's good. Thank you, Dr. Chesky.
Education committee.
No report.
Really?
What?
Did, oh, I defer to trustee Zambelli, who chaired the meeting in my absence.
The Education Committee met on May 14th. The overarching, the presentations were by Dr. Njoku and Ms. Cavell, and the overarching discussion was about the dissemination of the code of conduct and its implementation once it's revised.
Thank you.
I have a
Next
question.
meeting?
Yes.
Next year,
Next school year.
next school year.
Oh, next meeting?
No,
Yes.
not even. The code of conduct. All right, so it sounds like we're deep diving into it. We're making updates. Is there an
Serious diving
anticipated,
into it, yeah.
is there an anticipated timeframe when that will be completed, or is it just gonna be a work in progress over time?
Well, there's parts of it that are, yeah.
There's gonna be the focus group, we identified areas of focus.
Okay.
So, there will be proposed changes.
Okay.
So as far as the annual
Thank you.
review that will come before us, will that be in the
I have
next
to
few
time it
months,
out
or will that be early fall?
I'm
I'm
gonna
picking
time, I
that.
have to time it out with Ms. Pineda because of all the things that need to happen. As a result, we had timed it out earlier, but that time has passed, so I need to time it out with her again.
Ms. Pineda, that's she.
Yes, in terms of mapping out.
It's just the board meeting.
The board meetings.
Oh. Okay, finance committee?
No report, budget passed, yay. There is a meeting coming up.
When is that?
Give me 2 seconds, I'm gonna say June 26th,
1 p.m.
1 p.m.
Little
In the
theater.
Woodlands Little Theater.
Facilities committee?
Yes. The Facilities Committee met on 5/8/26 at 6:30 in the Woodlands Innovation Lab. We discussed the water main project, everything you just heard.
It's the shortest one.
No, there's more. All right, so we talked about the track, and, okay. The energy performance contract is still waiting for Con Edison to turn off the power so they can connect to the battery energy storage system to the grid. Highview roof replacement is ongoing. Leah Jackson roof replacement is scheduled for this summer. The roofing contract is on tonight's agenda, item I1. Woodland Science Lab work is scheduled to begin Saturday, June 27th, so the science teachers must pack up before that. The energy performance contract number 2, rooftop solar. Are we ready to take it out to bid?
So as of today, the draft that legal made changes to is with BBS. They expect because they own the original document to make the changes. We expect that to be done at the latest by Monday. So to meet our advertising time, we are expecting to advertise the RFP, not this Friday, but the following Friday. I'm not sure what that date is. Oh, the 19th. That would be June 19th.
Okay.
Because we have to notify them by Tuesday.
Okay. Potholes were filled, broken windows fixed, problems with the streetlights at the Pinewood end of the Woodlands campus improved. We checked to make sure the construction on a Highview roof wasn't causing allergic reactions for students and staff. We reported on the petition regarding the bus migration to electric vehicles and all that strum and drama. The next meeting of the Facilities Committee is Monday, June 22nd at 6:30 p.m. at the Woodlands Innovation Lab.
All are welcome?
All are, I'm not, yeah, sure.
Maybe.
Tell me the date again, trustee Warner.
June 22nd.
Thank you.
Trustee Vance and
Trustee Mann, oh.
Yeah,
yes.
it should be quick. Can you refresh my memory? We're going for an RFP for solar panels district-wide, correct? Or-
Yeah.
Yes. So every school, every building?
Yes, but no.
No.
Yes, but no.
It won't,
Okay,
it won't turn out to be that, because
Okay,
I think there were 2 buildings
okay.
that, I want to say here and Jackson. So the RFP will be going out for 2 buildings for solar panels.
Okay. Is there a reason why it's those two? Are they the ones that get the most sun, and then we'll roll it out to the other schools? How's that gonna work?
Highview, we tried to get we looked at solar panels when we were doing the partial replacement of the Highview roof, and they looked and said, there's too much shadow. So they went and did all that. I'm not sure what happened with Bailey.
Okay.
I'm not sure either. I know that
I know it's-
BBS was recommending the 2 buildings.
Yeah.
The too much shadow
Mhm.
was on the portion of the roof that was done the first time, which was the back portion.
Yes,
Now the whole front portion is being done.
that's
So
correct.
that shadow doesn't qualify anymore,
Mhm.
because the new side of the roof is doing.
So then, okay,
Will we see,
No.
to these questions, sorry, will we see the draft RFP before it's advertised in one of these packets after? So that'd be the packet of the 12th?
It could be in this Friday's packet.
Because maybe this would answer the questions that you guys are asking.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
not
But wouldn't that come up in a report if BBS did it?
RJB,
I'll
you know,
let you finish.
UBS initial position was,
Mhm.
let's send it out, give them all the information, because we have it already, on all the buildings, and let them pick what sites they think are practical. That's that's the last communication I've had with them on that issue. And now I'm hearing that it's reduced to these 2 buildings.
Gotcha. Because my thing is, if you're doing assessment analysis, you should have something documented. So just to see the detail as to why we're not referring these 2 or suggesting, that'd be nice to have.
Solar. Okay.
Yes, trustee Valen?
So I just want to say, after conversation tonight, previous facilities committee meetings, I know that there have been members, for the general public, we've heard about roadblocks and misinformation, and I'm going to name names from the town of Greenburgh Water Department, from, we're having some slow communications between us and Stone Oaks, we're having slow communications between us and, I believe it's the Westchester County Department of Health.
Yep.
And what I'd like to say at this point is I believe some members of the public have heard of these obstacles, and we're trying to provide us with contact information for individuals that could help us push those along. So I just want to say a thank you to those individuals who've reached out with those contact information. But as you all have heard, we still have the obstacles, and either we need to find new and different people to push, or we need to get louder. And that's all I'm going to say. So thank you, helpful public, but it's
Public Utility Board, yeah.
yeah. Okay, that's all. Governance and policy?
Wonderful. Governance and Policy Committee?
I'm hoping to have a meeting, but I'm waiting to hear from one trustee on their availability
Yeah, I'll get back
for
to you.
June 11th.
Other than that, is there any other update?
No.
Okay. Wellness Committee?
We met on the 8th. We had about 12 students present and zoomed in about another 5 from Lee F. Jackson, who gave feedback on food recess and SEL at the school. We've been invited to have a table at the Summer Night of Fun / SEL, spelled SEL, Liberation Night, which is June 9th here at Woodlands from 6 to 7:30. Mr. McCoy and Ms. DeAndrea are co-chairing, and so Wellness will have a table there, which some of our students and other students will be volunteering at the event, and also helping encourage community members and other students to sign up for next year. And they made collages to help market some of our work. And we will have some food from Whitson's, hopefully yogurt parfaits. We're not 100% sure yet, but that's the hope. And students also help brainstorm ways to encourage our older students to participate, since they felt like it was geared very young. And the overarching winner was a dunk tank. So if there are teachers or administrators that would like to participate, the students are eager. That could be too.
President Beard?
I know Mr. Hanratty already said he would do it.
Oh, Mr. Hanratty.
Trustee Ward, like.
So it's publicly known now. It was either that or they wanted to pie teachers, so I felt like maybe the dunk tank was. So they had a lot of ideas. And we are waiting on the last bit of translations for our Falcon Food feedback form, which will hopefully be up and running for the end of this year to get people used to it into next year. And our last meeting of the year is this Friday from 12:30 to 2:30 in the Frevo Center. And hopefully we'll iron out any of the last minute details for
What time?
Summer Night of Fun. 12:30 to 2:30 in the Frevo Center.
Okay, thank you. Safety Committee?
I think President Chisholm has a
Oh.
Oh, Sorry, Dr. Chisholm.
I would love to just give a gentle reminder to the wellness committee that if you're having a dunk tank, that we fill out the proper paperwork to make sure the insurance and liability waivers are completed.
It's not a real dunk tank.
Okay.
It is the one similar to what Leah Jackson has, where there's a chair and basically like an arm that then dumps. So there's no like
Okay.
structure, much to the children's chagrin, which then they started brainstorming ways to fundraise quickly for a full-fledged dunk tank. They were super eager.
Thank you for that clarification.
Yes.
That was a good point.
Safety committee.
Safety committee, we have been on hiatus, but we are gonna reconvene, I promise, on June the 24th at 6:30 right here, okay, at the Woodlands High School. And yeah, 6:30.
Isn't that a Wednesday?
Yeah, it
We
is.
have leadership.
Oh, you do? Oh, I'm so sorry. I can't move it. I'm sorry, but we're gonna party, we're gonna have a good time. Mr. Parker, you coming through? All right. Sorry. So yeah, we have to do it that day. But I do want to recap the quick wins that we had, which was that safety.
Climate survey.
Yes, and we closed that out, right?
It
Like
closed
that's
on the
done?
29th.
Okay, so do you think we'll
Oh,
have
shoot,
any
I missed
results from that? Maybe the number of people who participate, anything that we could share some data?
You should have that by the 24th.
Okay.
I'm just returning, so I need to grab the data myself.
Okay, that's good. So yeah, just want to talk about that and just things to think about over the summer for the committee. That's it, so. And we'll have some treats, so I will bring you something if you guys are here for your leadership meeting. We're gonna miss you, but I'll send you notes.
Okay, technology committee.
We met on the 28th. We are still experimenting using different AI models to acquire minutes and comparing and contrasting with human minutes to see if that is helping to expedite a little bit. We are also going to be starting discussion around AI policy, moving the end of this year into next. We reviewed now that the budget has passed, reviewing next steps and timelines. And we also are lining up things for next year, like how to encourage PR for the app, the website, updates to calendars. This also includes the supply lists that are on there for families. And at last meeting, the committee had made a formal recommendation for the remote learning plan. And I just wanted to provide a little context as to why we are recommending that the USB-C chargers be added to have at home part of the supply list. So right now, that also includes headphones for most of our elementary students to make sure they have headphones at school and headphones at home. Right now, there are enough chargers in each building for each student. And I'm speaking mainly about elementary students because Woodland students has their Chromebook that goes back and forth and their charger. But in the case if there was a remote learning issue, students would take their computers home from their elementary schools and would be issued a charger. But in order to do that, they would all need to be tagged and distributed and identified to each student. And doing that distribution and recollecting them would be an incredible feat and would also provide a bit of a financial and procedural burden to the staff. In part because there's almost a zero chance that we would get 100% of those chargers back. And if we don't get them all back, then the district is issuing more money out to get more chargers. So the assumption is, or the hope is, with this recommendation, by adding that families should have a USB-C charger at home, which most do now, most of our tech uses that kind of charger, that there be one at home. And if you don't have one at home, the district already has some to issue you, and so you're still covered. But the hope is that we weren't then having to track all of these chargers going back and forth between elementary students and their homes, and then not putting the burden on the staff to be able to make sure which students bring them back. So I just wanted to open it up to any questions, just to clarify our recommendation.
I'll just add that it's timely because the school supply lists are hopefully being reviewed ahead of being put into the summer welcome packets and being posted on the websites.
Are you guys reviewing them, the supply list?
We have our meeting tomorrow with the admin, so that's on the agenda.
So I'm sorry.
No, I'm done.
I will say, we keep being told every year after year they get reviewed, and year after year parents find issues with repeating I'm glad you're nodding, because all the other parents are just looking at me. But every year, parents find that there's certain lists that are the same, outdated, just repeated, etc. Oh, you're nodding too.
Yeah, and some of that also might be the procedure to upload new information. And that's part of also what we're hoping to see is clear procedures about who was responsible for doing which updates to the website, and who is then putting the correct information in summer packets as well.
Okay. All right, trustees, it is 9:45. We have not gone into executive session yet. Is there a motion?
I move that we return to executive session to discuss collective bargaining negotiations, the employment history of particular persons, personnel matters, and employee records, and matters deemed confidential by state or federal law, including seeking advice from counsel.
It's been properly moved and seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor? Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. We are now in executive session. Thank you.
Where are we going?
Let's go.
Attention?
Are you
You got your sandwich, right?
We got a lot of stuff in here.
Non-instructional.
Okay, we're back from the executive session. We've approved item F1 already. Item F2, can I get a motion?
I move that we approve the non-instructional personnel items presented to the board for approval this evening.
Second.
It's been properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion carries. Item F3, board action items.
I move that we approve the board action items presented to the board for approval this evening.
Second.
It's been properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. Pupil personnel services item.
I move that we approve the pupil personnel services items presented to the board for approval this evening.
Second.
It's been properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Motion carries. Let's review the items for our next agenda. Trustees, if you have an issue, stop me, please. Item K1, minutes. Item K2, policy approvals. K3, treasurer's report for April. K4, warrant reports for April. K5, class advisors, elementary K through 6. Item K6, class advisors, secondary, grades 7 through 12. Item K7, appointment of co-curricular activities at R.J. Bailey. K8, appointment of IB leaders. K9, seal of biliteracy advisors. K10, appointment, seal of civic readiness advisors. I have an item for discussion. It was brought up, Dr. Chisholm, about the fact that we have seals approved and stipend monies approved for those seals. And the fact that there needs to be a limit on possibly,
As the portrait for graduate rolls out, if I may, I'll still
please,
civic
because I thought
readiness.
you were gonna say something.
And we move into creating multiple additional seals in lieu of, or in addition to Regents exams and pathways to graduation. I think we need to have a long-term view of how we handle these positions and financials. And that's not for decision tonight, but I need to make sure that's on everyone's radar, or we need to make sure that's on everyone's radar. Correct. For something to examine more closely.
K12, appointment of summer CSC, CPSD members. K11, I'm thinking ahead. K12, contract Check-O-Matic, Inc. K13, contract duple envelope and graphics. K14.
I have a question.
Sure.
K13 and
Yes.
K14.
All right.
My question is, why do we need two contracts that are for envelopes? One is envelopes and business cards, and the other is just envelopes.
All right, we'll write that one down and we'll get some answers later. Okay, K-14, Shop Smart Central, DBA Chase Press, yes?
Okay, I think one is for business cards, and I think the printing services for publications, isn't that the company that does like the school calendar?
So long, were you talking about 12 and 13 or 13 and 14?
She said 13.
14? Oh, okay.
I don't remember which it is now because one is for publications, but there were two that were envelopes. One was business cards and envelopes,
12
and the
and
other was
13.
just envelopes.
12 and 13.
Yeah.
Well, I know the one just for envelopes. One of them just does the envelope. You know how each school has their own envelopes? Like
Yes.
one company just does just that. I just
And
don't
that's,
remember.
they both bid on the envelopes for the individual buildings.
So she got it down, she got to
All right,
answer
got
that
it.
for us, maybe in the packet.
So if you
Yeah,
look at,
why
if
two
I may,
different
if
ones
you
and
look
then
at the
one
third
is
paragraph
envelopes?
in each resolution, the now therefore be it resolved. Item 12 basically awards the bid for envelopes, and item 13 awards the bid for business cards. So even though their name of the company includes the word envelopes, I don't think they're
No,
being
no,
awarded.
no, the bid, what they bid on included one bid only on envelopes, the other bid on both envelopes and business cards. So if we're giving just the business cards to one, it just wasn't obvious when I read it, so.
Okay, okay.
Okay.
Did you do 14?
Item K-14, Shop Smart Central, DBA Chase Press. Item K-15, contract renewal, Lois Bronze Child Care Center. Item K-16, donation, RJ Bailey PTA. Item K-17, health services contract, Latona Lewisboro. And now we,
Was there going to be an item for next meeting for a summer food services contract? That's not here now?
Let me see what happens.
you said they didn't get that.
Yeah.
Okay,
Then
so
they gotta
we'll
come in.
follow that from that meeting.
I didn't want them to add anything
Yep,
after.
Yep.
Closing items, L1, new business. Hearing-
Yes.
What?
Just very quickly, because I forgot this in my report for the audit committee. The audit committee will be seeking public members of the committee for next year, and please email cvallon@greenburghcsd.org. I'll announce this more properly at the next meeting, but I forgot to do it earlier.
Thank you. Can I get a motion for adjournment?
I move that we adjourn this meeting.
Second.
It's been probably moved in second, any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed, any abstention, motion carries. We are closed 12:27 a.m.
Yay.
Wait, that's just an extra fee.